Abrázame toda la noche, no nos queda mucho tiempo más. No quiero perder lo que queda. Seguimos siempre la pasión y confiamos solo en el amor. Yeah. No quiero perder lo que queda. Y más allá, a través de la gran oscuridad, hasta que me convierta en rayos. Y más allá, a través de la gran oscuridad. Y más convierta en rayos. Y más allá, a través de la gran oscuridad. Y más seremos miles, crecemos en número, en solo un trueno de horizontes, seremos miles, más allá, a través de la gran oscuridad, hasta que me convierta en rayos. Y más allá,
up. Come on, get loose with the heat. Right now, we go party till we black out. So get the fuck up. So cover and duck, you're out of luck, we don't give up. Yeah, we're going up, next floor is us, you're riding with us. We want you to get on your feet. Stand up, come on, get loose with the heat. Right now, we go party till we black out. So get the fuck up.
Follow your trail and I'm losing your mind and I'm losing your head. Let me escape from this unlove, cause I'm a prisoner. I just want to look my way and never back to you. I'm not above it. Let me be myself. I'm not above it. Let me be myself. could keep us out. Shut the gates, forget us now. Tides are changing. Can you hear the sound? Can't stop us now. We're not back in town, know what we're doing. Things are about to change, it's evolution. Voices shake the ground, you feel it moving. We're the revolution. Beneath your feet, with a whisper in the trees. Do you feel us watching? Hunger in our eyes, victories on our minds. It's our time to rise. Can you hear the sound? Can't stop us now. We're not back in town, know what we're doing. Things are about to change, it's evolution. Voices shake the ground, you feel it moving. We're the revolution. Don't know what we're doing. Things are about to change, it's evolution. Voices shake the ground, you feel it moving. We're the revolution.
Can you give me what I need? Just give me what I want, baby. Can you give me what I need? Just give me what I want. Just give me what I want.
Good evening. Oh, wrong button. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Simplay Motorsport here, live for the final time this season in the Pro-Am Series. We're here for rounds 21 and 22. I'm Matthew Duffin, joined in the commentary box once again by my partner in crime, Andy. Andy, good evening.
Yeah, great to be here, Matt. Once again here on the Simplay channel, and last race of the season. It's going to be an interesting one around Ruapuna Park. It's a very tightly congested track, and these GT3s are going to be quite a recipe. It's bad enough with the Clios around this track, so in these GT3 cars, a bit of extra power and twitchy back ends. This is certainly going to be one not to miss. So we're in for a treat if you're watching it right now, because I think we've got some great racing lined up ahead of us.
Indeed we have tonight. Just to let you know that a few things have been sorted. Championship won the other week by Monkey Boy. Constructors wrapped up last week by Forever Forward Racing in their Mercedes-Benz. But tonight an interesting battle. Liam Gamer and Kieran Argent fighting for their final promotions push. Both tied on 245 points. So an interesting one to get that final spot in the Pro category. It's going to be one to watch, as Kieran not yet out on the circuit. And then there's also a good battle for the top 10 between Daniel Francis, DJ Phil Green, Aidan Bennett, Dom Productions and Dean Wasaki. We don't have Dom Productions in the session as of yet, but for them guys, top 10 still on the cards. One thing to note though, today Daniel Francis picked up a qualifying ban for race 1, so he will be able to go out and do an installation lap and his sort of warm-up lap as he goes straight into the wall there. Not sure what that's about, but yeah, as long as he doesn't set a lap time, everything should be fine, so he can just get used to the track and maybe fine tweak a race setup. But at the minute, we've got DJ Phil back in, and we've got some great drivers on this circuit, and it's been a fantastic year dominated by Monkey Boy. Holty, who's unable to be with us tonight, which is a shame. He's had a great year in second, can't get promoted as well, and as well as maybe missing the odd race next season due to work commitments now. Rabbit Joe in third place, he's taken a fantastic year, consistent throughout. He's not had a double points because his double points was his drop score, so that's how consistent he's been to be third place. Liam Gamer and Argent tied for that final promotion spot. What a fight these two are having. Liam just slowly going off the boil, or that Bozzy Boy as he's known on the channel now, going off the boil a bit this last couple of races, but he's looking to get back up onto that front half of the grid, while Argent seems to be coming good at this back end of the season. Smoky
There's
Devil.
a lot of stake in this last race, and Kieran Argent took his first win ever at Simplay, so the momentum is definitely with him. I'd say if Kieran Argent has had a time to maybe have a surge in confidence, this would be it after last week's performance at Bathurst.
100%, Andy, especially at that track at Bathurst itself in the wet. What a job he's done. Smoky Devil, this man cannot give him as big a shout out as any. Coming into GT3s, it looks like he struggled early doors, but he's really grown as the season's gone on. That's why he sits in P6 at this moment in time. 7th is NJ, who's not here. Stealth Sloth can go above NJ tonight. A guy that's struggled this year. We've seen him regularly on the podium last season, but has struggled for pace a bit this year in the Lamborghini, the same as last season. So
it was funny with Stealth stuff because it was the middle of last season he sort of went off the boil, didn't he? He had a strong start to the first season here at Simplay. Towards the end of the season he dropped off. I was thinking maybe he'd go again this season, maybe make another strong start, but that strong start never really came, and it's just been I don't know. When I first started watching Simplay, when I first started commentating with yourself, Matt, he was a really quick driver, always up there fighting for the wins. But something happened to him, and he hasn't really been able to get himself back into that groove. Whether it's just the standard of driving in this Prime Series has gone up, or if he's just got himself in a bit of a tangle.
Has a bit of a spin. Yeah, he's struggled this year for sure. Then the top 10 battle, Daniel Francis currently sits 9th with DJ Phil 10th. DJ Phil having internet problems tonight, so let's hope we can get him in. Daniel as well has a qualifying ban.
I might have some tea for you on that one, Matt, because DJ Phil is actually racing on 4G tonight because his internet's packed up. So he's basically racing through his personal hotspot on his phone.
Yeah. Always there is another man who's gone to the wheel this year, Dean Wasocki, and he's had a good season on it, to be fair. He's still got a shout at the top 10. He needs to outscore Don Productions, Aidan Bennett, DJ Phil or Daniel Francis to get that shout. Smithy as well, he's had a season where he's struggling, but a season of learning curves for Smithy as he sits down by the bottom. Alfie's in as well tonight. Good to see Alfie back in, see what he can do at the end of the season. We've not got Cam either, but some good points on offer tonight. In terms of the Constructors' Championship, AA 3D Printing can go above DL Motorsport, Bossman could go above DL Motorsport, and Pepsid, depending on the kind of round they have, they could also go above DL Motorsport. Daniel and Don in that one. Evening to that Bozzy Boy, Joe, Smithy, Daniel Francis in the chat. Holty gutted can't make tonight. He says Sooty Apex. Evening to you, Jamie Brazier as well. Evening to Nicky. He says hi Matt and Andy. And Daniel Francis, I crashed because I was looking behind me to make sure there were no cars. I didn't see the pit wall was directly in front of me, so that's why we're seeing him in the pit wall. But early pace setter here, Andy. That Bozzy Boy 0.3 of a second quicker than his teammate. So he's got the bit between his teeth.
On it tonight, Matt. He's a bit out of sorts over the last couple of rounds, but if tonight's the night to get himself back into gear, then that's definitely it, because he's, as you say, up for the podium, up for the podium spots in the championship, and that will mean promotion to the top tier Pro Series here at Simplay. So he's really going to make sure that he leaves absolutely nothing left to be desired. He's going to leave it all out on the track and really go for it. But Kieran Argent, we know, is going to be strong. He's still yet to do a lap here in this qualifying session, though. Rabbit Joe's looking pretty close to that Bozzy Boy, and that Bozzy Boy is coming up towards the line. Can he improve on his current personal best? Doesn't look like he's able to now, but he will get more chances in this session. We're only 7 minutes into this qualifying session, but Liam's currently setting down a marker, and looks like himself and Rabbit Joe are quite far ahead. But as I say, that Monkey Boy goes to the top of the leaderboard there, 4/10 quicker than Liam. Rabbit Joe sat 8/10 off of that fastest time. Can he improve on this particular lap? Rabbit Joe is also a man who's up at the sharp end in the championship, and it looks like he can't improve at the moment, stays P3. But these three guys are miles ahead of the rest of them. We've got Dean Wasocki currently sat in 4th, 3 seconds off the pace. Smoky Devils, CC Smithy, Alfie not quite a long way off, Aidan Bennett. Looks like Monkey Boy, Liam and Rabbit Joe all in a league of their own right now.
Yeah, they look like they've got the pace, and in them 121s, 120s early doors, that is the pace they want to be. And I spoke to Liam before we came on air, and he says, I don't really want to qualify towards mid-pack. I want to be at the sharp end of the grid. I want to make sure that I'm as close to Kieran as I can be, if not in front. And at the minute, he's doing that job. Kieran yet to set a lap time in, as we are 7.5 minutes into the session, and he's just about to cross the line. Is this going to be his first lap time here? I know track limits can be quite daunting around this track. He does set a lap. Splits the two Porsches with a 21.1. He's gone 5/10 off the pole time, but ultimately he's a lot closer to that Bozzy boy now that he set a time, Andy, and that'll give Kieran some confidence. He's got pace on his first lap.
Yeah, he got all over that curve there coming out of turn 1, which would definitely have helped him, but he's finding the limits at the moment, and he wanted to make sure he can see where he can take advantage of this track, where you can get two wheels off, and you can really get all over those apexes on the corner. You can maybe ride over the grass a little bit as we see him backing out of this current lap. Maybe he's getting validated there. He gets well out of the way, allows a couple of other guys to come through, so potentially not wanting to get involved in any skirmishes here in this qualifying session. He doesn't want to get damage on the car and never having to limp it back in, but it looks like Monkey Boy still top of the leaderboard. Rabbit Joe second, and
Monkey Boy's improved again.
Yeah, Monkey Boy's improved, and Rabbit Joe's leapfrog Liam up into second place as well.
Yeah, 10th of a second, or in fact, half a 5/100th of a second, half a tenth in it really between that Bozzy boy and Rabbit Joe. The teammate's been close all year. Rabbit Joe as well last week, taking his first win at the first race at Bathurst, round 19 last week. So another man coming into this final two races with a lot of confidence is Rabbit Joe. What can he do in this one? Will he help his teammate out to try and get promoted, or what's going to be the plan? I wonder. Monkey Boy, we saw last week, stayed behind Kieran to give Kieran his first ever race win, to help him out as well, because if Kieran didn't win that race, he wouldn't have been level on points with Liam Gamer, so that Bozzy boy. So interesting to see. Alfie's gone P5 at the minute. He was quite away, as we say that he's well off, quite away, nearly a second quicker than Dean, but still 2.5 off the pole time himself. Smithy
Monkey Boy improves again there, 2/10 quicker than his personal best. He's now over a second clear of the rest of the pack.
Yeah.
But this man, we know he's got the championship wrapped up, as you said, Matt, but he will be wanting to help out Kieran Argent any way that he can. Kieran's still going for that final promotion spot up to the Pro Series, and Kieran obviously got promoted due to no fault of his own. He actually didn't drop out due to finishing position in the championship. He dropped down to the Pro-Am Series due to work commitments, which we now believe not to be a problem anymore. So he will be able to take his spot if he gets in the promotion places. But he'll be hoping that Monkey Boy can do him some favours for sure.
Indeed he will be, and it was a shame to lose Kieran last season because he had some good results in the Pro towards the end of the season as well. He looked quite good and a regular to sort of stay mid-pack, especially this year with the seat field getting even stronger with the likes of yourself coming into the grid. Kieran looked like he could have been a guy that to challenge mid-pack, bottom half of the field maybe. As we say, a good evening to Fury. Watch Fury drive through the night in Motive's touring car class. What a drive it was from Fury as well. He was absolutely unbelievable. Nobody wants to do a lap when you're on board. Yeah, every time we go on
Kieran
board.
Argent goes up to P2 there, on the front right of the grid. Sorry to cut in there, Matt.
No, you're fine.
He's just on the belter, and he moves himself 3/10 clear ahead of Rabbit Joe, still a long way off his teammate Monkey Boy. But the big question is if he can get ahead of Monkey Boy into turn 1. Maybe Monkey Boy might play the protector, the team game, and try and shield his teammate and try and get him at that promotion spot as we keep talking about.
The thing is with this track, Andy, is it's a very long run down to turn 1, isn't it?
It is. In comparison to the rest of the track, it's the start-finish straight is extremely long. It takes up almost about half the distance of the track. It is quite a long start-finish straight, so there will be opportunities coming into turn 1 and indeed off the line as well. It's quite easy to get a jump start around this track as well. Obviously, it's I know the lights around here. For some reason, around Ruapuna, I know the lights stay on a little bit longer than they do around most tracks. You can't anticipate it like you can around a lot of these ones. I don't know what it is about Ruapuna, but I see jump starts around this track a lot, so keep an eye out for that. Drivers might end up getting caught out.
Indeed, and for those who missed the announcement on the Facebook group last week, the calendar has been announced for next season. 24 rounds, which was meant to be this year, but we dropped Monaco. We start at Spa Francorchamps round 1 and 2. I don't know if I pronounced that right, I never do. Francorchamps, thank you. Round 1 and 2. We then go to Daytona Road Course for our yearly seasonally event. It's like the Monaco of the Simplay calendar. That again a night race round 3 and 4 this year. We then go to a brand new track, Hockenheim GP for rounds 5 and 6. Then we go to Donington GP, lovely track, beautiful circuit, a favourite of mine for round 7 and 8. Catalonia for an evening race, round 9 and 10, again brand new to the calendar. Zhuhai International, rounds 11 and 12, with Silverstone GP making a return round 13 14. We go to Sugo for an early morning race in round 15 and 16. We're at the Le Mans Bugatti circuit for round 17 and 18. We're at the Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca for rounds 19 and 20. The Dubai Autodrome is our second night race of the season, round 21 and 22. And finally, we end at Monza. And Andy, I know you wanted Monza in. It was a track you selected between the drivers that I asked to pick tracks. It is a fantastic circuit.
I've always said GT3s are not my strong point on Project Cars 2, but that's neglecting a certain track which I used to race on quite a lot back in the day. That happened to be Monza. It pretty much it was Monza.
Yeah.
It was back. I mean, it was a long time ago now, but yeah, I basically used to race Monza as the only track I used to come on this game on. I'd just load up the game, do a few races around Monza, turn it off, and that would be it.
Well, Monza back on the calendar, Andy. Me and you commentate on the pro race. Do you remember Gary last year, last lap, G had span, AH last corner around the Parabolica, and Gary managed to do him on the line. What a track to, especially if the rain comes like it did last year, it's going to provide great racing.
I know one man who will be jumping with joy at seeing Monza on the calendar, and let's hope his internet's sorted out by then. I'm sure it will be.
Oh,
it's
DJ Phil, took his first 2 wins, didn't he, in the Pro-Am last year?
In the wet, a double. He did a brilliant job in the Pro-Ams. So DJ Phil is one man we know who loves the chicanes and faster long straights of Monza. He will definitely be chomping at the bit to get that one underway. But it's not till the end of the season, so we've got a long time to wait for that one. Hopefully I'll be in with a shot up the sharp end of the Pro Series this time next season. But this season hasn't really gone to plan. Hopefully next season will be better. We're just watching Monkey Boy. He's improving again here now. Look at this. He's got a 1.3 second gap now.
Yeah, and that's about 4/10 off of the back of Jamie Brazier's times that I've seen Jamie Brazier do in testing this week. So running at kind of, you'd say, pro pace here. Went down obviously in the wrong car last year for him in the Acura. It didn't suit his driving and he subsequently went down from that. But here, doing a cracking job. Kieran not able to improve any, but neither is Rabbit Joe or that Bozzy boy here. Alfie down in P5. Dean 6th at the moment. He is looking beautiful at the moment. 123.3. I know I saw him last night, did a 121, so he's capable of getting up there a bit closer to that Bozzy boy. But to say he's only had the wheel for, 6 weeks, he's not doing a bad job.
No, it's not easy to get up to grips with... is he on the G29 or the Thrustmaster?
Thrustmaster T150.
T150, again, a bit of an old wheel, but one that does have force feedback, and it's not easy to get to grips with any wheel, but let alone when it's got so many more features to it. So Dean Masocki is doing a great job to get familiar with it, and we know one driver who's taken a long time to also get up to grips with the wheel, and that's Sussy Apex. We know he actually prefers to race on the pad to the wheel, and I believe Dean's in the same boat. He's kind of making a few small steps to switching from the controller to the wheel. At first, you'll find that drivers are so much better on the controller. If they've been racing on the controller for a long time, they'll be much better on the controller than they are on the wheel. And it's that reluctance to make that switch because you don't want to lose the pace. You want that authenticity and that feeling of driving a real car, but you also don't want to lose your competitivity. You don't want to be miles behind the guys you're used to fighting with.
Dean's coming up to cross the line. Didn't improve that lap. Jamie Brazier in the chat. I heard Unorthodox wanted Monza short as the finale. Well, I'll let you take that one up with him, Jamie. But I know Dan's busy commentating at the minute on Motive on the Assetto Corsa Competizione race tonight. But yeah, I'm sure Dan would have loved Monza short, especially in the Clios. We might have to make that a bit of a fun race in the off season. It's just Monza short Clio. See if Dan gets any flashbacks, says Dean Wasaki here. We have got Cam in the session now as Dean ghosts here, so Cam will be able to see Dean, but the others can't see Cam until they go into the pit. Smoky Devil, wow, he's just gone up into P5, and Stealth Sloth up into P6. So them two have improved to knock Alfie and Dean down a couple of places here.
Yeah, this mid-pack battle is going to be pretty interesting. You got Smoky down to Dean, separated by 7 tenths. Aiden's not too far off. Smithy, I'm sure, will want to get involved. He can just find a little bit more pace in that Lamborghini. He'll definitely be in amongst it, but you kind of got two sections to this. You kind of got Monkey Boy by himself, you got the fight for the podium spots, Kieran Argent, Rabbit Joe and Liam, and this mid-pack battle for P5 where Smoky Devil's currently heading by only 5 thousandths to Stealth Sloth, and it's actually a tenth between Smoky Devil, Stealth Sloth and Alfie, so it's still very close. between those. Cam and Daniel Francis still yet to set a lap time in this session.
Well, Daniel
so
Francis can't set a lap time qualifying ban for the first race, so
qualifying ban, of course,
yeah, he can do an out lap and installation lap, but he can't do a quick lap as the garages here is just a bit of scaffolding with a tarpaulin chucked over the top. Brilliant facilities here at Ruapuna Park, to say the least. Love the circuit though. The circuit is fantastic.
We're not going to talk about the commentary box, are we, Matt?
Oh no. Leaking, horrible. The track though is a lovely circuit. Ruapuna, it's brilliant.
We're in a tent by the track.
Just a gazebo. There's no walls.
Yeah, we've seen drivers spin off a couple of times. I've been almost messing my pants at just how terrifying it is, isn't she? Meters away from us as they fly past. But no, it's all great here, and obviously a big thank you to the Ruapuna marshals for making us feel very much at home with their campfires outside the tent, keeping us nice and warm here in the winter months. Like, I'm actually turning into Kelly right now. I do apologise. I will stop this now.
What do you make of the Ruapuna circuit, Andy? It's a track that it's very. It's quick, but at the same time, the corners are very long, aren't they? The long, sort of corners. You've got to be very patient on the throttle.
Yeah, you have. It's quite difficult to judge where your apex is, for sure. So drivers will want to make sure that they don't take too much on the entries to the corners, because you're never really sure when to get up to when your exit is. You kind of just got to take them as they come. Really.
Yeah.
You can't. I think around tracks like this, you don't really need braking points or a plan. You've kind of just got to react to the track around you as and when, especially in a race, because you're focusing so much on what drivers around you are doing. It's just a case of basically just wing it, pretty much. Around tracks like this, you know, you can't really have a set plan. You've just got to react to what's going on around you, and for sure drivers will be doing that. But yeah, it's very difficult to pinpoint exactly where the racing line is around these twisty sort of hairpin bends, which aren't full-on hairpins, some of them, but they are incredibly talented nonetheless. So you can see Kieran Argent there coming around the second turn, getting very wide, but you can get away with that one a little bit as long as you don't run too far onto the grass. Kieran Argent currently doing a good job right now, sat in second. If he can stay there, he'll be alongside his teammate Monkey Boy, who's the champion-elect here for this Pro-Am series. He's already wrapped it up, but Kieran Argent will give himself a good chance of taking that final podium spot. But yeah, for sure, Ruapuna is a challenging track. It's one I've only driven a couple of times. I've never driven it in a league race. I've only ever commentated. So I've been unlucky enough to miss both of Motive's Clio Cup races at Ruapuna. Now, every single time we're racing here, I have to be doing something else, so it's always quite unfortunate.
Hopefully we can get you out there tomorrow night and see what you can do round the track. Kieran bails out of his final lap, so clearly feels that P2 is good enough. That Buzzy Boy is still out there, so what can he do? Although he looks like he's got damage, let's hope he's not got that this lap, because this will be his final run. Then very patient round that last corner. You've got to be patient on the throttle, get a good exit. That's really crucial here, as he's going to cross the line to complete his lap time. Cam in front finishes his session, and that Bozzy Boy can't improve, cannot race with the Wi-Fi problem, says DJ Phil in the chat. That's a shame we can't get him in. Who else is out there? Dean Wasocki, I think, is the last man. Him and Smokey Devil are on a lap, I do believe.
Yeah, I think Smokey's just come in. Oh, we lost the driver there. Somebody's disconnected right at the end. Smokey Devil's just coming in towards the final corner. Can he move himself up the order? He's currently sat in P5, up provisionally on the third row alongside Stealth Sloth. Can he get himself maybe above Liam here? He's only a second off of him. If he can just find a bit more time coming over the line, I don't think he can. He's going to stay P5. Smokey Devil will be starting in fifth for the start of this race. But who is that we've lost? We've lost the driver.
We've lost Alfie. There's his car in the tent next to Smokey Devils, but I can't see it on track. Are we just waiting for Dean? Yep, I hear Dean roar down the straight. It doesn't sound like he can improve any, so Monkey Boy will take his 10th pole position of the season, and a good start to the season for him, with Argent in second place, Rabbit Joe P3, that Bozzy Boy in fourth, Smokey Devil fifth, with Stealth Sloth in sixth place, Alfie down in seventh place. Let's hope we can get him back in, because it's the online championship. It may get him back in, hopefully. Dean in eighth. If not, he'll get promoted seventh, with Aidan Bennett P9, Smithy in 10th, Cam 11th, and Daniel Francis P12. So let's see what these guys will do in a moment. But Dean Wysocki so far doing what he needs to do to get himself in that top 10 overall. He's beating DJ Phil, who's not in. Don's not here. He's ahead of Aiden. He's ahead of Daniel Francis. So he's doing everything he needs to do to get them points to make him top 10 here. And in the race, Andy, what's he got to do to make sure he finishes ahead of them? It's not outright pace, but as we've seen this season with drivers making mistakes, it's consistency, isn't it?
That's it, yeah. Consistency is going to be key in this Pro-Am series, or indeed any Simplay series. You've got the full damage model for these GT3s, and if you can keep yourself out of trouble on the first couple of laps, mainly the first corner, then you're going to be a happy man for the rest of the race. If you get yourself too stuck in early on, then it can have consequences later on, and you find yourself really struggling and having all sorts of pressure on you for quite a while. But yeah, it should be interesting for these guys.
It should be indeed. Just waiting for the thumbs up to say we are ready to go, and then we'll get going
green light from
with
Kieran
this
Argent
one. Yeah,
before.
I always miss the green light. He's already put it in the chat. Wait till thumbs up. So I am waiting, Kieran.
But whilst we're waiting, guys, if you're watching for the first time here at Simplay, make sure you head to facebook.com/Simplay Motorsport and get yourselves involved in the action. New season starting up. Obviously, we've run through the calendar already, so if any of those tracks are your type of thing, if you enjoy the GT3s and project cars too, and come along and see what it's about for sure.
Indeed. And also, guys, head over to Motive Racing, live now on GT4s, I do believe, on Assetto Corsa.
Live on Assetto Corsa Competizione, indeed. I believe that my pick for the win in that race, Emo guy, is currently in 7th. So we've got the stream up now, and yeah, it's not unfortunate that he's not up there fighting for the win, but hey, you can't have everything in life.
No, that's it. 12 drivers on the grid. Alfie is still with us, so I'm not sure who we lost.
Just going to really quickly run and get a drink, Matt. Oh,
yep.
He's 20 seconds. 20
no
seconds.
Problem. No problem. While we wait for these drivers to ready up then, it is Monkey Boy on pole from Argent, Rabbit Joe P3 with That Bozzy Boy in 4th, Smoky Devil is P5, Stove Sloth 6th, Alfie in 7th with Dean Wysocki 8th, Aiden 9th, Smithy 10th, Cam 11th and Daniel Francis P12. We lost DJ Phil, see if he can get in for race 2. Hopefully he can, because yeah, everything for DJ Phil needs to happen tonight if he's going to keep that top 10 spot. But at the moment, it's all going well if you're Dean Wysocki for that final promotion spot indeed. But it's the battle for the promotion as well tonight. Dean Wysocki, Liam Gamer, about That Bozzy Boy, aka, versus Kieran Argent. And we have lost a driver on the grid. We've lost Cam. So Cam qualified and then has backed out before the race. We're not synced up ready to go, so he's still got plenty of time, but he's not here for the race, so I'm not sure where Cam's dropped out to. What a shame for him.
Yeah, it looks like he's had some kind of issue with the internet. We saw he was struggling to get in earlier on for qualifying, so maybe it's just a latency issue with one of the drivers in the lobby. Can happen on project cars.
Keegs has just said in the chat that patience is the key around here, so let's use patience. And what I like about this grid, Andy, is you're not kind of just slightly behind the guy next to you. You're bang on level, so no, you don't really get the advantage of being pole or not. Yeah. Just the different side of the grid. Yeah, just the different side of the grid.
Being on pole is being on the inside, which can pretty much account for nothing. If the guy alongside you gets a car length ahead, then that's completely negated. So it's going to be interesting for sure. Can Monkey Boy hold on ahead of his teammate? Here we go. We're about to go lights out here at Ruapuna. It's
going to be green now, and it's a good start from the two Porsches just behind the Mercedes-Benz. And look at Rabbit. Is that Rabbit? No, that's that Bozzy Boy. Straight up past Kieran Argent. He's got a blinding start. Rabbit Joe gets defended from Monkey Boy into turn 1 as the camera picks him up, that Bozzy Boy. What a launch off the line. There goes Stove Sloth well off, and Dean Wysocki as well. Both well off. But the Porsches, Andy, great launch from the second row.
Yeah, absolutely. Daniel Francis picked up a couple of positions due to those two going off. Dean and
Steve. Oh no!
It looks like there's carnage there.
Rabbit Joe and Argent was on the grass. Yeah, Rabbit Joe's dropped to P10.
That one quite well, but Rabbit Joe well out of shape there. Monkey Boy leads ahead of that Bozzy Boy. Liam had the lead coming up towards turn 1, but it looks like Monkey Boy had the better of turns 1 and 2. Got himself back ahead. Kieran Argent almost completely lost the car. He just kept it onto the track and managed to swerve back on. Smoky Devil running just ahead of Smithy here with Aiden Bennett and Alfie. Looks like Aiden Bennett very wide there.
Yeah, very wide.
Looks like Smithy, Alfie and Daniel Francis all up the inside. Daniel Francis doing bits in the first lap of this race. He's up into 6th place from last on the grid at a qualifying ban, but he's well and truly made up for it.
Smithy as well. Want to give a shout out to Smithy. What a job he's done on this first lap. Great start to him. That Bozzy boy, he sees what Monkey Boy's doing. He's trying to back him into Kieran, but all Liam's got to do is just keep confident. Smithy, though, what a launch. Alfie, all out of shape and onto the grass. Poor Rabbit Joe down in P9. Dean and Stolf's off. We didn't see what happened to them. They're 10th and 11th. Oh, Dean's off again. And poor Dean here. Yeah, he's not having the first lap he'd have wanted. He's got to be careful he doesn't burn his tyres up. I was testing this track in the week. I tell you what, it really does hurt your tyres, so he's got to be careful then. Monkey Boy leads by just over a second coming across the line. What is the plan for the two Mercedes drivers? What do they do in terms of getting Kieran in front of the Porsche? Stolf Sloffers came into the pits at the end of the first lap here.
At this point, there isn't an awful lot that Monkey Boy can do. He's out in front. He's not going to risk his race, I don't think, to back Liam up into Kieran Argent. So at this point, Liam's in a box seat here. He's just got to keep doing what he's doing, stay in the second place. He doesn't want to push it too hard because he doesn't want to end up spinning the car and losing the position to Kieran Argent. Right now, if I was Liam, I'd be pretty comfortable in this situation. You just want to keep yourself on the island, pointing in the right direction. You don't want to take any unnecessary risks because at the moment he's in a position where he'll be taking the final spot for the Pro Series for next season. He just needs to keep doing what he's doing, but it's easier said than done, Matt. 20 laps left to go. Still plenty of time for little incidents to occur in this race. Obviously, you see Smokey Devil there getting really wide onto the grass in the background. Smithy is dropping off of Smokey though. Smokey's pulling the gap, and it looks like Aidan Bennett looking to try and make a move here on Daniel Francis coming out towards the last corner. Is he going to throw one up the inside? It looks like he's done it, but
he's gone too deep.
The corner.
Yeah.
Daniel Francis is going to sweep back up the inside, I think. Maybe
no, he hasn't. Where's he gone?
Oh, look at that. Oh, dude.
So he comes across to defend Aidan Bennett. Aidan launches one up the inside, and there was Daniel Francis who lost the rear. And there's subsequently dropped all the way down to P10. The only person behind that's allowed, no, P9, sorry, Dean was that far back that he couldn't get ahead of him. Smokey Devil has passed Kieran Argent, and if you think your promotion's going away from you, Smokey Devil's pulling away from Argent. So what is happening to that Mercedes-Benz in Argent's hands? It doesn't look like it's got the pace here. That Bozzy boy will be delighted to see Smokey Devil in his rear view mirror, or on the leaderboard list at least. For Smithy here, what a job he is doing. P5 so far, heck of a job. Rabbit Joe has caught right onto the back of these as well.
Yeah, at the moment Kieran Argent's just, I think, in a bit of a rut. He's struggling. He lost the position to Smokey Devil, and it looked like he got a little bit out of shape, which allowed Smokey to go up the inside of him. But Kieran's just got to get himself back together. If he can get himself back into third, it'll minimise the points gained. For Liam, currently running in second, he just needs to stay calm and stay composed. Still
look
a long way to go.
Look at the last laps, Andy, from that Bozzy boy, Smokey Devil and Argent. 22s all around the board. So the only person quicker, Monkey Boy. Rabbit Joe lapping in the 22s as well, but he's stuck in traffic at the moment. But for Argent, if you wanted that final promotion spot slowly, is it slipping away from you? It's still a long way to go. Pit windows lap 8, and there's still the second race to come later as Rabbit Joe trying to get past Alfie Aiden and Smithy here. Smithy doing a cracking job in P5 at the moment.
Yeah, Kieran Argent at the moment isn't going to be too worried, I wouldn't imagine. It'll be a bit tense, you can see it slipping away, but it's not at the moment. It's certainly very much in the balance. If he loses second place to Liam in this race, if Liam gets away from him, it's not going to be too much of a disaster. He would ideally want to be in front of Smokey to stop Liam from gaining too many points on him.
Yeah.
But he's still got another race to go. And obviously the top 5 on a top 6 even, I believe. Was it top 5 or top 6 don't qualify for the second race?
Well, Cam was technically lined up on the grid before getting disconnected, so top 6 cannot qualify for the next race. At the minute, Smithy's lost out to Aiden, Alfie, Rabbit Joe, and no, just M3, sorry. So he's down to P8. What a shame for him. He's well off the back, so maybe made a mistake or something somewhere. Poor old Smithy learning the game and the wheel all at the same time, but he's still going, and that's what I like to see from Smith. He's not gave up here. He's still giving it his all, and he's still trying to get it. As Rabbit Joe has picked himself up a time penalty here then. That's not going to help him in his race. He's a couple of seconds off the back of Aiden and Alfie. Look at this little battle. Here goes Alfie looking for a move into the final corner, but Aiden this time doesn't run as deep. And Alfie did a 12 hours of Sebring, I think it was, on iRacing over the weekend.
Wow.
Yeah, so good job for him and his team doing that one. Really a tough race to do. Yeah.
But for still wanting to do sim racing after that, because to be fair, I know a couple of guys who did a 24-hour race here at Simplay way back in December. That was at Daytona Road Course, though. A little bit more of a easier track. You do get to rest for half of the lap around Daytona, but Alfie, fair play, mate. Great job there. And he's currently sat in P6, clearly not showing too much rust from what was quite a hefty stint at the wheel by the sounds of it. Yeah, he's going for a move up the inside. It looks like he's done it there. Great stuff from Alfie. Aiden giving him the space and respect on the inside, and Rabbit Joe trying to line these guys up also. Is very much in striking distance if these two make a mistake. And we see there Aiden getting really onto the grass there. They're keeping it together, and Rabbit Joe watching this unfold in front of him. He'll be hoping to feast on the remains if either of these two run into each other, that is for sure.
Argent's got back in front of Smoky Devil, just looking at the timing screens as well, so that is what Argent will want to see, but Smoky Devil...
He did
need that, but he's gone very, very wide. That'll potentially be a slowdown penalty as well. He's going to cover off the inside line, and Smoky Devil now really hassling the back of this Mercedes-Benz. He's going to try and cut underneath, knowing that the long way isn't the quickest way around here, and that from Kieran was so wide. They are 6 seconds now off the back of that Bozzy Boy. He is losing time, and for Liam here, he's not got to do anything. I really thought Monkey Boy may play more of the team game and back Liam into Kieran, but it's not happening at the moment. That Bozzy Boy is 6 seconds off the back of Monkey Boy and is able to just cruise around this circuit and maintain that gap behind him at the moment, doing the job he needs to do.
Right now from Liam is actually maturation, way beyond his years. The fact that he's able to just sit there and he's not tempted to go hell for leather. He's just happy to sit behind Monkey Boy, 6 seconds behind. Sorry, and just keep doing what he's doing. He's not tempted to go for any rash fastest laps or. No. Yeah, he's more than content at the moment, and this is all he needs to do. If he can just outscore Kieran Argent in both races, then he will be the man to take that promotion spot. So right now he's in the box C, and Kieran Argent has, to be fair to him, done a good job there. Kept his head, got ahead of Smoky Devil, and we saw him also defending the inside, parking his car on the inside of the last corner when he got that slowdown penalty. That is not a way that I've seen Kieran Argent drive before. Usually if he gets a slowdown, he just moves over, lets people go past, but he's in one of those moods, I think, where he really knows there's a lot on the line tonight, and he wasn't going to allow Smoky Devil another bite of the cherry. He just wants to crack on and drive off and try and get off the limb if he can.
Yeah, it's a different mentality we're seeing from Kieran tonight, as he's just on the grass a little bit there. That won't affect him too much, but 7 tenths quicker than that Bozzy Boy last lap. Smoky Devil as well, 4 tenths slower, so he's just starting to now maybe get into a rhythm. Lap 7 of 22, so the pit window opens at the end of the next lap. We've only had Stealth Sloth come into the pit. Smithy's now down P10, so he's had a few more problems, it would seem, as Alfie then has got past Aidan Bennett and is now well in front of these two as they're coming around the exit to turn 1. Rabbit Joe's not in the wing mirrors or on the rear view camera of the Lamborghini, so he's dropped off. He's actually 7 seconds behind. He's not having, after that initial good launch, he had a spin in where we saw Kieran Argent avoid him early doors. He's not come back here in this race like I thought he would. He seems to really be struggling out there.
Yeah, he is really struggling, and I'm not sure. It just hasn't really clicked into place at all. He was up there at the sharp end in qualifying, but yeah, I think he might have had a few mistakes that we haven't actually. There could have been a bit of damage that we haven't seen that he's not telling us about, because he's obviously dropped down to P7, and he's behind Aidan Bennett, quite a long way behind him right now. I'm just noticing the timing board, but Dean's got ahead of Daniel Francis up into 8th place though.
So Daniel's struggling as well here, and Dean in his McLaren just starting to get ahead. Evening to Bethany and Duffin, watching from upstairs because she's not over my shoulder. But yeah, Dean ahead of Daniel Francis here, so he's looking great. Monkey Boy, he's done this all season, Andy, hasn't he? He's just got out in front, got the laps in, and he's not really needed to look behind him at times. Oh, no, he hasn't. Actually, looking at the timing screen, Argent's now got the gap down to 3 seconds. So has that Bozzy Boy just had a few mistakes somewhere? Oh no, well he has. 24.5.
Yeah, you basically hit the nail on the head there. That Bozzy Boy's had a bit of a scruffy one, but Kieran Argent currently matching the lap times of the race leading Monkey Boy. So this man is on it at the moment. And if he can keep doing what he's doing, closing at this rate, he'll be on the back of Liam before he knows it with a lap or two. Having said that though, we know that Liam will respond to that. He will definitely not be taking that one lying down. He's going to be going down with a fight in this fight for the promotion spots. But yeah, currently 3 seconds separating them, and it looks like Kieran Argent not closing in that much anymore. So for now, I think Liam's okay. He just needs to make sure he doesn't make any more mistakes, and he should be okay.
Yeah, and we've seen Kieran have a few wobbles at times, or running wide onto the curbs at times as well, which hasn't helped him. But it'll give him some confidence knowing that he can see Liam in his windscreen now, not as far away. Smoky Devil, though, still a presence at the rear of Kieran Argent's car, so he's got to be wary of Smoky Devil in the background, because if Smoky can get one more mistake and Smoky will be back through here. Alfie's up into P5, so good points for the AA3D printing team at the moment. And that Bozzy Boy back in the 22s. Kieran did a 21.94 again, so only 3/10 difference on the last lap. But oh no, yeah, sorry, yeah, 3/10 difference on the last lap, so nothing really that'll concern him. Oh, what's happened to Dean?
He's dropped back. It looks like Daniel, Smithy and Stealth up in position each. And Dean has also got the leader coming up on him as well, so he's got to watch out. Monkey Boy.
Oh, Dean's had another moment. Yeah.
He spun out.
And I was speaking to Dean in the weekend, and I worked out that he's retired from 6 races this year. If he'd finished them races in the same positions as he did at the same race, at the second race or first race that night, he's dropped 40 points, which would have comfortably gave him 9th by now in the championship, just through retiring. Whether he's had bad damage and gone, do you know what, it's going to take me too long in the pits. But he's lost that amount of points, and hopefully that is something he can get sorted. As Daniel Francis has had a moment here as well now. He's just
frustrating for Dean, because the thing is, he started the season so strong. I remember at the Nürburgring first race, he was up there fighting for the wins, and Snetterton, he took the win in the feature race or the race 2. But yeah, I think since he switched to the wheel, it's just been a completely different kettle of fish for him, and it's a big struggle to learn how to race on the wheel, as we see him almost taken out. His nephew there?
Nephew. Smoky Devil.
Could have been a bit of a rift.
Oh yeah, he could have.
If that had been contact.
They had the rift last week. Do you remember at Bathurst, top of the mountain, they had a coming together when Dean was P2, and a lot was said after that one. Smoky Devil's picked up a time penalty there, as Monkey Boy's now coming up to the back of Smithy in P9. But that Bozzy Boy seems to have gapped Kieran. No, sorry, Kieran's caught him up a little bit, but they're getting through traffic here. They've both caught Monkey Boy up a few seconds, so traffic playing, as it always does in motor racing, it's playing a bit of a devil's advocate here, because we're getting time. Yeah, because of
the congested nature of this track, it really does throw a spanner in the works for the leaders. It can be quite hassled when you're trying to come through and you're just cracking on with your race, but there is nowhere to really allow drivers to come through around this track. You know, short of getting off the road and literally driving across the grass, there's not really any places that you can let the leaders by. So if you're a leader, if you're lapping somebody, you've kind of just got to be patient and imagine if you're in that person's position. Do you know what I mean? You can't expect them to just dive out of the way. You've got to kind of think, right, what if I was in this situation,
Daniel
Francis.
Yeah, Daniel Francis has probably had the best part of the circuit to get out of Kieran's way, but Kieran's lost the good part of the majority of the lap to hunt Liam down even more there. Daniel Francis, good work on getting out the way on a bit of straight. All the straight before the final corner and the main straight, there's nowhere else, like Andy says, to really lap the car. Smoky Devil has come into the pits at the end of lap 10. He's dropped off the back of Kieran a bit as well. Maybe that was due to the pit entry, but that Bozzy Boy now only has a 1.5 seconds back to Kieran Argent. 1.8 is the actual gap back to Kieran Argent, so he's got work to do as that Bozzy Boy. Traffic holding him up, maybe, not sure. But Kieran here is really lapping 121.9s for the last couple of laps. He's really on it here. That Bozzy Boy coming up to the back of Smithy then, and he's just got to be patient.
He's going to be coming up on him in a few moments' time. Smithy will hopefully move over as soon as he sees Liam. A bit of a flash of the lights there.
It does there.
He does let him go. Very courteous indeed. It looks like here in Argent just coming up on the scene. He won't be there for a few more corners just yet, though. But yeah, Liam couldn't have had a more gentlemanly driver in front of him there than Smithy. Smithy was very aware of what was going on. Immediately pulled off to the side, off the racing line, clean as you like. No problems there.
Yeah, no dramas.
No dramas, exactly. And Kieran Argent just coming up to him now. Let's see if Kieran Argent gets the same preferential treatment as he has to.
He had a slowdown. Yeah, he's had a slowdown. I think he's ran over the curb too much on the corner exit. He's had a bit of a slowdown, which he won't want. Is he just starting to push a little too hard? He's lost a second to that Bozzy Boy on that lap alone. So maybe just pushed a bit. Oh, that Bozzy Boy actually. I say Kieran's obviously had a few slowdowns, and Liam Gamer in the 121.9s himself, so has really done bits there. Now what can that Bozzy Boy do? Oh no! He's had a bit of a moment, he's had a spin, and there is Kieran Argent. That Bozzy Boy has got to give him the respect.
Side by side, and it looks like Kieran's going to sweep around the outside up into second place. Liam there has just thrown away a P2 in this race as we see Smithy getting really wide onto the grass and takes the braking marker with him, but now Liam has got to really fight for this one. Over the last few laps, Liam's been responding to the pressure. We were just saying, you were literally just saying there, he needs to be careful, he needs to keep himself on the track, and just as we tempt fate, he loses that P2. He's still quick, still got the pace over Kieran Argent, maybe. But it's not going to be easy having to get past him, having to now get it done on the track. He had it under control in that second place, but now Kieran Argent with the ascendancy.
Indeed it is, and Kieran Argent will be surely a small grin on his face there to see Liam fly past, but Kieran's making a couple of mistakes as well, a few slowdowns Kieran has had, and Liam there, whoa, there's going to be another one, because that is very, very wide, and Liam then surely can be opportunistic, but again Kieran covering him off and coming back across then as Liam goes into that final corner. Is Kieran going to dive in the pits? No, he doesn't. Pit stops. We've only had Smokey Devil and Slough in at the moment in time, but so far so good for Kieran. But that Buzzy Boy now, Andy, is putting that pressure on Argent, and you see the Mercedes not able to get away quickly down the straight. As we know, it's got more power in a straight line than the Porsche at times, but he's defending hard.
Hitting the brakes very early. You see there Liam having to brake a lot earlier than his normal braking point, and it's clearly catching out a little bit, but Kieran seems to carry the speed through the corners. But Liam now putting the pressure on Kieran. He obviously doesn't want to lose out here. He doesn't want Kieran to make the most of this momentum. He's clearly
Kieran's gone a bit deep.
Oh, he has gone deep, yeah, but nowhere to go, Matt. Let's see, the congested nature of this track means that there is nowhere to really make the move. If somebody gets it out of shape, you've just got to kind of sit in and wait for something to happen.
Yeah.
But as we saw, the mistakes will come, and Liam was pretty consistent for the first part of the race, but one little step. That's all it took for Kieran Argent, so still a long way left to go in this fight. But these two have been pretty even over the course of this season. Liam hasn't had the best last few rounds, but he seems to have come good here at Ruapuna. He's clearly put in the practice. He wants that promotion spot to the Pro Series. We see him having a horrible run through the corner that Kieran usually struggles at coming through there. That's the one that Kieran's been going wide at for the last 2 laps, but he gets it right that time. And Liam having a bit of a moment as we see the Monkey Boy in the pits, and so is Liam.
Yeah, Liam deciding to pull the trigger. And that's going to be an interesting one for me. Monkey Boy in the pits, allowing Argent to go that bit longer now. Again, I tested here through the week, and tyres seem to be an issue for me especially. And I tried several cars, and all the soft tyres didn't seem to last the full race distance here, as Daniel Francis pits as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what these guys can do, what their strategies is. Liam Lunge, said Sutty in the chat. Well, that's one that Kieran will be wary of from Imola a couple of weeks ago. Liam lunged a few times and had a look up the inside and set him up. I think Liam's changing his tyres here. Into the pits as well comes Alfie. Liam is now away. If he's on fresh rubber here, that could be a decent pit stop for himself and could be on a quicker tyre towards the end of this race, depending on Kieran's pit stop. He's 35 seconds behind Kieran now, so we'll have to wait. No, that's Smokey Devil, so he's 34 seconds behind.
Could do the trick, but he's missed the trick if he has, because if he's going to make a change of tyres, it'd be better off pitting on lap 11 instead of lap 13, because then you get an even share.
You'd think so. But it depends, obviously, like I say, I only did a bit of test. It depends on how the Mercedes are wearing their tyres. If they've got plenty of grip, if not, you'd think Kieran and Need will come in at the end of this lap instead of doing an extra one, as Rabbit Joe now is the car behind Kieran. And what does Rabbit Joe do if he can get on the back of Kieran here? Not lapping at the same pace, nearer at 9 slower on the last lap, but he's 15 seconds behind him. Liam Gamer, 33 seconds behind Kieran, as Argent is into the pit lane then, end of lap 14. So this is going to be the moment of truth. Does Kieran change tyres or not? If he doesn't, is Liam going to be the beneficiary of fresh rubber at the end of this race? Let's have a look then. Liam.
It's going to be a fascinating strategy call now, because if Kieran Argent does change tyres, then he'll come out pretty much around Liam Gamer. But if it's a straight up splash and dash or stop and go,
splash and dash.
Stop and go, or maybe even a splash and dash. I don't know if there was any splash involved, but yeah, for sure it's a stop and go there for Kieran Argent. He's off and on his way. He will come out miles ahead of Liam Gamer, and Liam's only coming through the last corner, so Liam has really rolled the dice here. Is the fresh tyres going to help him out, or I can't see them having that much of an advantageous effect over Kieran. I think Liam has just pretty much pitted himself off of the podium in this race and could have given himself a lot of work to do in the final race of the season.
Well, let's see what happens with the fresh rubber over the not fresh rubber. He's got past Smokey Devil, so that's one place back already. Aidan Bennett on the back of Argent here.
Kieran's actually got Monkey Boy ahead of his teammate.
That's his teammate. So. Oh, his teammate's pulled over. So team orders coming into play. Wow. And Argent given second place here now. If you're Rabbit Joe, what do you do if you're Rabbit Joe? It is the net lead, yeah, because Rabbit Joe's got a pit. What if you're Rabbit Joe? What do you do? Do you back Kieran Kieran up as much as you can before you pit? What do you do here? That Buzzy Boy has got past Aidan Bennett, and he's 9 seconds off the back of Argent.
I wouldn't have thought we'd see Rabbit Joe backing up anybody into Liam. I don't think that's going to happen. I think if it's your own championship,
now Joe's
like we
coming
saw
in
the F1 a few seasons ago, yeah, he is coming in. If it's your own championship, like we saw Hamilton doing with Rosberg, then yeah, sure. But when it's not yours, I don't think it would be.
Depending on
you would do,
if the team stay together, though, if that's the thing, if the team is staying together for next season, would it not be a case of see you both go up into the Pro Series? Because Joe's already promoted. That Bozzy boy, 5th place. Aidan Bennett hasn't yet pitted, so Aidan in front of him is technically, that Bozzy boy is technically still net 3rd place here, but a long way off the back of Argent. Now Monkey Boy is again, like we saw at Bathurst, just got to sit behind him. Rabbit Joe for me is having a bit of a long stop. Is he changing tyres as well? Or the Porsche not looking after the tyres? Or are the Mercedes going to really start to struggle on their tyres come the next lap? But either way, Argent could have been gifted his 2nd win of the season in this one with his teammate right behind him. That Bozzy boy 10 seconds, and that gap is coming down
now. Yeah, what's going to be fascinating is now that Liam has got those fresh tyres on, he will definitely be closing them down, but whether or not he can do so in the space of 7 laps is a whole different story, because we know that Kieran Argent's now got his teammate as his rear gunner. So once Liam, if he does even manage to catch up to these two, he's then going to have to get ahead of Monkey Boy. Yeah. We know Monkey Boy's not going to make it easy for him. He'll probably try and back off a little bit, give Kieran a slight bit of space. So I feel like Kieran Argent has got to be the favourite in this fight for the final promotion spot in this race. And obviously we've still got another race to go after this one, but the momentum is very much swinging in favour of Forever Forward Racing right now.
Very much so. And I tell you what, I know everybody wants to win the races, but Monkey Boy stayed behind you last week. He's now gave you the race win here. He's Argent will be wanting to win a race fair and square at some point, I imagine. But at the moment, he's not going to be complaining on a top division flight. Liam Gamer on the back of Aidan Bennett now, just behind these two. You'd have seen them going around the first bend, and that Bozzy boy has really now got to do it. Joe had a mechanical failure in the pits. So
Liam was a 1.5 seconds quicker than Kieran Argent on the last lap. He was 2 seconds quicker than Monkey Boy. This man's on a mission, but he can't find a way through ahead of Aidan Bennett. Aidan Bennett's holding him up, and is Aidan going to move over and stay out of the championship fight, or stay out of the promotion fight, should I say? I don't think he is. And Liam's going to look to the inside. Aidan's still holding his position despite having still yet to make his pit stop. Aidan Bennett not holding back here, and Liam's so close to losing the car, just clinging on to his hopes of promotion by the skin of his teeth.
Liam here.
Aidan Bennett's not making this easy for him.
He's not. Liam, like I know Liam, he's going to be frustrated in that portion. He sees him closing in under the brakes. Liam has got so much more grip in these tyres. He's gaining on Kieran, even though he's behind Aidan Bennett just slightly. I reckon them Mercedes tyres may be going off because Aidan's gaining on them as well in the Lamborghini, even though he's not pitted. So are Kieran's tyres just started to go off, or is he not pushing as hard knowing that he's in the lead of this race? But like you say, Liam needs to get past Aidan here. Aidan not in the championship fight, also not yet pitted, and Liam just backs off a little bit to give him some room. He can see Kieran and Monkey Boy in the distance here, Andy, but for me, he's got to clear Aidan now if he's going to have a run at it towards the end of this race. Is that Aidan diving into the pits? No, it's hard to tell if they are, the way the shape of the final corner. But Liam here on such fresh rubber. What was his time last lap? Kieran a 23.2. That Buzzy boy a 23.7, so he lost how much time behind Aidan Bennett. Kieran, he's not pushing, or if he is, he's got, or if he is pushing, them tyres are clearly going off on the Mercedes. Liam here may have pulled the right choice on changing tyre in terms of getting to the end of the race.
He's looking to the inside. Liam lost a couple of seconds on that last lap. The one before that was a 21.4, this time a 23.7, and once again there Aidan Bennett covering him off, making sure that he closes that door when Liam's having a little look up the inside. And Liam's going to be so frustrated with the way this is going, because he knows that he's got the pace to close in.
He's pushing too hard. You can see he's pushing too hard. Yeah,
this is costing him so much because he can't find a way through up into third. I don't think he's going to be able to catch up onto Argent and Monkey Boy. Even if he wants to get ahead of Aidan right now, I think it's too late. So it's a day late and a dollar short. He's got 10 seconds to them. He'd have to lap 2.5 seconds a lap faster than them just to catch up to them. It's not going to happen for Liam, I don't think.
No, he's got to be getting past Aidan this lap. Kieran here is either really taking his time. I tell you what, though, Monkey Boy, I said he'd play the game, and he's playing the game at the moment, isn't he? He's done what Liam needed his teammates to do, but Rabbit Joe isn't up the pecking order to do so. And look how Liam's pushing it, the back end all over the place. He's braking so late into that final corner. Aidan still doesn't go into the pits. Liam's got to get it done down the straight. Oh, he's got a... What a run! Now this is going to be the race win, or a podium or not for Liam Gamer ahead of Argent. How quick can he get onto the back of him? He was 6/10 slower than Argent last lap. Is Aidan going to come and look back at him? He does, and late on the brakes. And Liam must have squeezed his bum cheeks together there as he saw that bright yellow Lamborghini coming at him in his rear mirror. But now the race is really on. Monkey Boy has closed that gap up to Argent and now drops back a little bit more. Liam will be able to see that. He's got his uncle who's a lap down in front of Argent here. Back markers could be a thing. Argent round. Now there's a twist. There's a twist.
What's Monkey Boy going to do? What's Monkey Boy going to do?
Oh, he's
now?
gone. He's gone. He can't surely wait. He knows Liam's got through. Monkey Boy would have seen that in his mirrors, and he is through. And Argent's only just rejoining, and Bozzy Boy is all over the back of him now. Fresher tyres, and this is the race we was nearly robbed off. But Liam back on board as Argent. Has he pushed too much and lost the rear of that car? What does this man do as we're about to start lap 20 of 22?
In this situation, I think Monkey Boy's just got to go ahead and take the checkered flag now, because if he drops back into this fight, it could spell problems. He might end up messing his teammate around rather than actually benefiting him if he were to drop back now. He's just got to go ahead and drive his race. Kieran Argent.
Where's Liam? That Bozzy Boy's had a spin. That Bozzy Boy's had a spin.
No.
I cannot believe it. He's dropped down to P5. He's pushed and pushed maybe too hard and has lost the car. Aidan pits this lap. But for Liam Gamer, has that just been the podium, the second place, the fight that he needed with Kieran gone away from him? Kieran, though, has made a mistake in this race. He's made a couple of mistakes, to be fair. He's got to get it clean. He's got to get it right to get up there. Rabbit Joe is not there to help Liam out in this one for promotion. Argent back into P2 comfortably ahead of that Bozzy Boy.
He's going to drop back and play the team game again, as we've seen him do over the course of the last couple of races. I hope not. You know, I would like to see it stay as it is, because Monkey Boy, I feel, deserved to win, and Kieran Argent had his opportunity, and, you know, to put it like bluntly, he wasted it. So I don't know whether or not Monkey Boy is going to play the team game. I imagine probably those two would be discussing it in the party chat, but it's a difficult one, because Monkey Boy is the fastest man out there and has the lead by merit. But having said that, Kieran Argent is his teammate, and and you know, motor racing is a team game at the end of the day. So it was a very difficult decision for Monkey Boy, and I'm interested to see what happens now in the last two laps. It
is going to be fascinating, Andy, and if Kieran does make them mistakes, like you say, they've got 11 seconds back to Smoky Devil. But if Monkey Boy was to let Argent through, and I'm not going to lie, Monkey Boy's lost about a second this lap, lapping in the 124, so he's not lapping rapidly here. But Argent has made one or two mistakes, slow down penalties, spins, you name it, he's made it. I completely agree with what you're saying. Monkey Boy is going to let Kieran through in this race for a second time. He's really losing time to his teammate. He's not pushing that car. Kieran Argent, I reckon, is going to win this race through Monkey Boy yielding the position again. Bit of a wiggle.
Can Liam get ahead of Smoky Devil in this fight for third, though? Because he is closing the gap to him. 2.8 seconds separating these two. Liam was 1.7 seconds quicker on the previous lap, so if he continues to gain at this rate, then he will finish in third place and minimise the points gained by Kieran Argent. But
Smoky Devil's got a time penalty as well, so he hasn't really got to fight over third place. Smoky Devil has got that time penalty. Liam's just got to get close enough to him. But yeah, look at that gap coming down between Monkey Boy and Argent. He will let Kieran through on the next lap, I imagine.
Yeah, you would think so, and it's a shame, but motor racing is, at the end of the day, it's a team sport, and you've always got a Constructors' Championship involved. Forever Forward Racing, a team who race in the Pro
Dean's had a spin!
Yeah, Dean about
pulling out of the way. Yeah, pulling out of the way. And here we go. Monkey Boy pulls over and allows Kieran Argent through.
We knew that was going to happen, realistically, didn't we?
Yeah, I don't enjoy that with racing. I don't enjoy the team orders like that. Whether it's real life or virtual, it really annoys me to see them kind of team orders, because I think Monkey Boys drove such a good race and such a fantastic job. I get why they're there and I get why the team orders are there, but yeah, they really kind of frustrate me. But Argent again then leads on the final lap of the race. He can't make another mistake this time around. He's got to keep that pace going. Bozzy Boy has got to get on the back of Smoky Devil to get within that time penalty to neutralise third place. If you're 9 seconds ahead of Smoky Devil, if Argent has a problem again, do you stop to let Monkey Boy still win this race? What does Monkey Boy do here? Surely he's got to keep going. If
Kieran Argent was to make a mistake now, I'm pretty sure that Monkey Boy would wait for him to get it going, and then if Liam were to pull up onto them, he'd probably have to put his foot down and go for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think that Kieran Argent's going to lose it now. He can pretty much tiptoe around. He can just bring it home. This is going to be another Bathurst from last week's race too again. It's just going to be simply take it around the last few corners as slow as you like. He's got all the time in the world, and he's got this one in the bag. Kieran Argent takes another step to a promotion spot in the Pro Series for Simplay Motorsport's GT3s, and
what this does
in this race.
What this does for Kieran, Andy, as well, is when you go to the countback, if the points are still tied, is it puts the wins on 2 apiece. So Kieran Argent's managed to get that one done here. As that Bozzy boy's looking for a move, the race is done, Liam, mate. You have to get don't waste losing the car. Kieran Argent crosses the line for a race win, and a race win that's really crucially going to give him that second final promotion spot. Let me get it out. Monkey Boy takes second place. Smoky Devil will cross line third, but will ultimately drop behind that Bozzy boy on the time penalties, and indeed he does so. So Smoky Devil will get 4th place in that one. Alfie comes across for a good 5th place. Nice to see Alfie back on in 5th, sorry. Rabbit Joe looks like he's going to get 6th. He's well in front of Aidan Bennett, so time penalties here aren't going to be an issue. Aidan Bennett on his fight for the top 10 spot as well in this race tonight. He's got 7th place, so nice to see him kind of cement his position. Are him and Daniel Francis going to be that top 10 with no Don, no DJ Phil, Dean having a bit of a shocker in this one. Looks like Aidan Bennett is going to do that job, and we'll get Argent, Monkey Boy and that Bozzy boy in for an interview shortly as well.
Sure, Aidan's just coasting it around here. He will finish the race in 7th place. Some good points there for him. Stealth is also going to finish the race as he's closing up onto the back of his teammate, but it's going to be too little too late for him as he goes very wide there at the last corner. Stealth's going to be the last man to finish this race on the lead lap. Everybody else, Smithy, Dan, Dean, lap down on the race winner Kieran Argent, but Kieran Argent doing what he needed to do there, and Swiss Tony every single time he tries to join this lobby. Interestingly, there's a person in this lobby who sounds really similar to Swiss Tony as well, but I won't say who it is. But anyway, great racing there from the boys.
It was great racing. It was great racing, and it was nice to see some good battles throughout. Unlucky for that Bozzy boy, Argent being gifted yet a 2nd win in the Simplay League here, and we'll get him in for a few words in just a moment, as Monkey Boy clearly takes the fastest lap, a 2nd and at 1.3 quicker than anybody else. But yeah, we'll get them in for an interview and we'll see what they have to say. We're going to take a very short break, guys. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you in the 2nd race in about 5 or 10 minutes. Don't go anywhere.
You're the night sky, trying to make me see your stars, but the dark gets lonely. Now I see violet, I can feel silence, and the dark's all that I see. When your stars are burnt out and your heart makes no sound, I'll find violet in your eyes. You'll always be my night sky. I just realized I've built walls a mile high to protect my heart, but now I'm all alone, stuck on the inside. The heart doesn't need a castle, it needs a bridge. Been too scared that I'd unravel. Brick by brick, I built these walls. Now I know that I am strong. Just watch me tear them down. so. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. Play it so. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna 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 turn it up, I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. Give it to me like, give it to me like, give it to me like.
Welcome back then, ladies and gentlemen, to Simplay Motorsport for the final round of the season. And round 22 is going to be an absolutely fantastic race. I've just got a feeling for it. Battle for the top 10 salon and battle for promotion salon. 10 points. Kieran leads Liam now in the battle for the top 10 between Aidan, Daniel Francis, and what is Dean Wisocki. We know DJ Phil and Don Productions looks all but over. It's kind of a battle for 9th and 10th. Dean mathematically can still sneak into that top 10, but will pretty much need a race win. Top 6 cannot qualify for this race, meaning that those guys who didn't finish inside the top 6 can do so. So I'll just read them out for you now. So Smithy, Aidan Bennett, Stove Sloth, Daniel Francis, Dean Wisocki and Cam can all qualify for this second race, and I'm joined in the commentary box by the top 3. And Kieran, going to start with Liam. Sorry, Liam, P3 for yourself in what was a race where you had second place, but 2 mistakes ultimately cost you, losing out to Kieran early on, and then you made a mistake just after Kieran had made a mistake.
Yeah, I took the curve a bit too much, probably pushing a bit too much as well, but hands off to Kieran, well done for the win.
Now I will say you excuse me, I will say you got an absolutely incredible start right between the 2 Mercedes cars.
Oh yeah, I felt really fast on that start as well, to be fair. I think I've learned how to start the car quite nicely. You know what I mean?
What's your plans for race 2? 10 points is the gap. Nothing you've got to leave on the table now. It's all or nothing, isn't it?
Yeah, top 2.
Top 2. Well, best of luck, mate. We'll let you get back to it.
Thank you.
And we're joined by second place, my monkey boy, who takes his third fastest lap. That's not right, is it? 7th fastest lap of the season, and sorry, 7th pole position and 10th fastest lap of the season. I got them two the wrong way around. Monkey boy, you've dominated the season, and yeah, it was an interesting race to say the least.
Yeah, it was quite interesting. It was a good start. I thought I was going to get swamped by them 2 Porsches. I just see them come either side of me, and I thought, oh god, where are they going to go? But yeah, I saw it come out that corner, and I saw 2 cars go off, and I'm like, okay. And yeah, obviously Liam was right up behind me, and I thought, oh, this is going to be quite close. And I presume he made a mistake with you, and then sort of dropped off.
We didn't see a mistake.
Oh, okay. I don't know. He just disappeared. So.
It was a quiet race. You then obviously team orders came in. You let Kieran through, sort of back to the back end of the race. He then made a mistake. You had a big gap, which team orders come into play again towards the end. Obviously, championship wrapped up, constructors wrapped up. So it's not like you got to play for that. All helping Kieran get promoted.
Yeah, I sort of said to him, "Do you want me to help you? Do you not?" And he said, "Yeah, go for it." And obviously, I went in. I did some testing in the week, and I found the tyres dropped off, so I changed tyres. Obviously that made it a bit more interesting, and then yeah, Dean spun and sort of put me off a little bit. There was one before that as well, when Daniel Francis spun. Yeah, I went off. So yeah, that played into it a little bit, but yeah, I did sort of slow down a little bit.
What's your plans for race 2? Hope your teammate out again?
Yeah, just see how it pans out, really. I don't want to get involved in anything, if you know what I mean. Yeah. They need to fight it out. I'll let them fight it.
Yeah. But you'll kind of be the backbone if you need to be.
Yeah. If he wants a hand, then I'll be there, sort of thing. Try and help him.
Well, best luck, mate.
Thank you.
And we've got 2-time race winner now. He said off air, London buses 1 brings 2. I disagree with that statement because London buses don't get gifted on a plate. But Kieran, you've won the race nonetheless, whether it's been helped out by a teammate or not. It's a race win, it's points in the bag, and it's ultimately 10 points clear of Liam for that final promotion spot.
Yeah, I was just looking at the points difference between other positions for this race too, so I know what I've got to get to be ahead of Liam. So. But yeah, no, it's not how I wanted to win the 2 races, obviously, being gifted them. I'd rather win them on the racetrack rather than be let past, but win the end of the day.
Yeah. You had a few moments in that race, one where Smoky Devil was on the back of you and got past you. You seemed to make a few mistakes, whether it be slowdowns or the spin you had at the end. Did you change tyres in the pits? And if not, what was the tyres like?
No. Tyres weren't too bad. They felt... It was the Smoky Devil one. I think we're just getting used to the circuit again. I've not done many laps. Yeah. The last few days, so try and get 3. I don't think I've done 3 laps in qualifying, so wasn't exactly a lot there, and then I just missed braking marker by a few inches and just put me wide and Smokey at the path. Once I got back in front of Smokey, I managed to catch up with Liam quite quickly than I thought, and then
traffic seemed to play a huge part as well, because as you was gaining on Liam, traffic at one stage then meant that you dropped back a little bit and Liam managed to just gap you ever so slightly. Was traffic... How bad is the traffic out there? Obviously guys seem to get out of the way when they could, but with it being such a twisted, tight circuit, it's hard for them to move out of the way.
Yeah, that middle sector, that's sector 2, unless they run off the track and run wide on purpose, it's not really a place to get past. I know Dean let me pass on the exit of turn 1, Daniel Francis let me through on the last straight before the hairpin at the end of the lap, so they got out of the way where they could, but it's understandable they're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
We've just had 3 people drop off.
Oh, we have had 3 people drop off. Hopefully they get back in the next 3 minutes. Not quite sure who that is either. Smoky Devil is one of them. Yeah, not quite sure who that is. We'll work that one out. Cam is another. Cam... I don't know what Cam's doing. He's coming and going quite a lot at the moment. Smoky Devil is one of them, though, so hopefully they can get back in. What's your plans for race 2 then, Kieran? 10 points ahead of Liam. What's your plans for the second race?
Try and run my own race, really. Not too far. Because I've got that 10-point buffer, just run my own race. And if I know I need to improve, then obviously I need to improve. But 10 points is a big gap, especially the way points work.
Well, best luck, mate, for the second race.
Thank you.
So
3 dropped out there: Smoky Devil, Cam, and I'm just trying to...
That might have been a mass disconnection of some sort, but hopefully that gets sorted out, because that could just be down to the project cars to the servers.
Yeah, we had a problem, didn't we, Sunday night with the touring cars over at Motive, where we struggled to get in for the first race, didn't we? That happened then. So hopefully Aiden, Cam and Daniel and Smoky Devil all get back in. We await any word. Oh, hang on, that bit of lag there would suggest someone's in. There's Aiden, so Aiden's back in at least. There's a bit more like this Smoky Devil, so hopefully we can get Cam back in then. Cam the only one now missing from the grid.
We had the problems on Sunday night for the touring cars. We took about an hour to get the sprint race going, didn't we?
Yeah.
Because of problems such as
this. Oh, Cam's back in as well.
Back in now.
Oh, brilliant.
So it looks like that's been sorted out pretty quickly there. Hopefully there's no issues with latency once we get into this final race of the season. Not the time of the season you really want this to be happening when there's so much on the line. But having said that, the 3 guys who disconnected, I don't think any of them are fighting for promotion spots.
No, it's just kind of Aiden and Daniel Francis for the top 10. As Daniel Francis currently couldn't qualify race 1. He's currently on pole position in the Acora for race 2 at the moment. Dean Wasocki 6/10 off the back. Stowe in 3rd with Smithy now promoted to 4th.
I know you've got that long start finish straight, but this is the one track where I think the Acura might actually be decent.
Good in the corners.
Yeah, it's got so much traction, hasn't it? It's got a lot of grip, and it's very aero efficient. So I think that Daniel Francis is currently making the most of that, especially through this section of the track. He's going to be really enjoying that NSX, but whether or not he'll be able to keep it up in the race, he'll be a sitting duck down the pit straight. I'm sure that Dean Wasocki is going to be wanting to try and get him into turn 1. As Dean comes over the line and he can't improve at the moment, he's currently 6/10 off of Daniel. This could be an opportunity for Dean to show what he can do on the wheel, though. Are we expecting a dry race, Matt? What's the
we are, no, forecast clear for tonight, so the weather looking absolutely beautiful to end the season here. Straight up fight. Cam and Aiden can get a qualifying lap in. Smithy Stowsloff in the pits, deciding not to get another run in, but Dean getting one final one in, as is Daniel Francis, as Cam actually comes back into the pit. So Cam will start 5th then, and at the moment, looking at the grid, the 2 guys that we're keeping an eye on closely, that Bozzy Boy and Argent, 9th and 10th, and that Bozzy Boy starts ahead of Argent here, so it's going to be interesting. Can Liam's teammate Rabbit Joe help him out a bit more in this race? Obviously needs to step points off of Kieran if his teammate's going to have a chance to get him promoted in this one, as we see Alfie. Oh, well, Daniel Francis isn't going to improve. Oh, and he's lost it big. Yeah, he's got to move out of the way. There's a Lamborghini coming right at him. Oh, and
no!
Oh, I tell you what.
He's really made a hash of that, hasn't he?
I think Aiden ghosted. I think he ghosted Aiden there. So Aiden might be lucky that he didn't actually see him. Qualifying complete. Has Dean finished his last lap? I imagine so by now.
See what Dean is coming out of the last corner. See if he can deplace Daniel Francis.
Oh, he's not now. Just clip the wall.
Out of the last corner. Yeah, but maybe it didn't affect him too much if he got his foot down out of the last corner. Let's see.
No improvement. No improvement then. So at the minute, bar Aidan Bennett, Daniel Francis could have his first pole position of the season then in an Acura that's not done a lot this year. But Daniel Francis looking good for his first podium of the season. Aidan Bennett then is the only man that can stop him. On board him now into the final corner. Very, very easy on the power, and then get it all on as soon as you hit the exit. And down the start straight he comes, and Aidan Bennett goes P5. So yep, Daniel Francis in the Acura, and I'm a big fan of the Acura. It takes his first pole position of the season. Aidan wasn't on my screen, it says Daniel Francis, so Aidan would have seen Daniel, but Daniel would have ghosted to him, whereas Daniel couldn't see Aidan because Aidan come back into the session late. But Daniel Francis, first pole position at the very final round of the season, and the first pole position for the Acura this year as well. With Dean Wasocki starting on the front row of the grid. He's been there a couple of times this year. What can he convert that into? Stealth Sloth in the Lamborghini P3, with Smithy and Aidan Bennett's Lamborghinis 4th and 5th. Cam in 6th in the McLaren, with Smokey Devil being and Alfie being 7th and 8th. That Bozzy Boy will start 9th ahead of his rival in this race, Kieran Argent. Rabbit Joe 11th and Monkey Boy in P12. And it's going to be an absolute fascinating race here. 10 points is the gap, so Liam needs to outscore Kieran by 11 points. And just looking at the point standings, Andy, of what is left to come, if Liam wins the race, Kieran's got to finish second or better. For Liam to finish second, he's got to finish third or better. If Liam gets third, then he's got to finish 11th or better, and there's only 12 drivers on the grid, so Kieran's basically got to finish top 11 depending on Liam winning the race, getting second or getting a podium here. It's all going to be down to what these guys can do, as it isn't letting me ready up at the moment. So for the guys listening, just please wait, don't press anything. Realistically,
I think Liam has to win the race.
Yeah.
If he's going to get that promotion spot, he needs to be P1, because finishing PA3, it's unrealistic to think that Kieran Argent will be lower than 11th. Again, if he's second, Kieran's got to finish 8th, so it's going to be so difficult for Liam in this race. I think it might be a little bit beyond him, but I'm sure he's going to go down fighting nonetheless, and he will be doing everything he can to get himself up the order. He's starting one place ahead of Kieran Argent, so we'll see how that benefits him coming into turn 1. If Kieran Argent gets pushed about a little bit coming up towards the first corner, then it could set the tone for the race, and Liam might have a chance. But he's got to win this race. I can't see him getting that promotion spot any other way. It's not going to be easy. Daniel Francis, starting on pole position, will be looking to try and get a win this season. Has he got a win in Simplay before, Daniel Francis?
No, not a win in Simplay, no.
This is opportunity around a track that will definitely favour that NSX. You got Dean alongside him also looking to try and get a win. He got a win earlier in the season at Snetterton as well, so he knows what it's like to stand on the top step here in this Pro-Am series. Can he do it again and go out on a high here? We've got Stealth Sloth and Smithy lining up on the second row, Aidan Bennett and Cam. Smokey Devil down in P7, I think he was one of the ones who couldn't qualify as well. Alfie, Liam and Kieran Argent. Rabbit Joe and Monkey Boy at the back. Monkey Boy, I'm sure, will be quick, and if he's ahead of Kieran Argent towards the end, he'll be letting him by. But here we go, we're about to go racing at Ruapuna.
We're about to get racing for the final time in the Pro-Am this season. Now it's green here, and what a start by Stealth Sloth, who gets caught up with Smithy onto the grass. Dean Wasocki as well, got away well and leads. Oh no, a big collision! To 3 Lamborghinis in an Acura, off, and the Acura, and Kieran, and Liam, I think, has been caught up in the incident as well. I think that Bozzy Boy got a bit of a tap from someone. Daniel, huge damage on that car, but that Bozzy Boy ultimately up into P5. Argent set it down in 8th place and struggling. That Bozzy Boy on the grass a little bit here, so not the start he'd have wanted. Rabbit Joe got a flyer into 3rd, but 3 Lamborghinis and an Acura really colliding there, just leaning on each other too much, and not what they'd have wanted, Andy.
No, absolutely not. Kieran looked like he got really pushed about at the start. I was surprised that AMG's in as good nick as it is, but he's just gone really wide there coming out of turn 2. But Liam seemed to have got through unscathed until he got to the first corner, and then he got pushed wide a little bit. You can see the front bumper on that Porsche is hanging off by a thread, and Liam could have potentially have a lot of speed deficit here in this race as a result. But it looks like at the moment he's got 4 seconds back to Kieran Argent. As Kieran got the pace, it looks like that car has pretty much got away without any substantial damage. You can see the front bumper's still holding.
Monkey Boy's round.
Yeah, he's gone off onto the grass. Wow, I wonder if that was an intentional move there to get Kieran Argent up into 6th. Oh,
We've not seen him lose it all season. Not seen Monkey Boy lose it all season. But Dean Wysocki leads this race from Smoky Devil. Rabbit Joe, Cam, then that Bozzy Boy. That Bozzy Boy stayed out. One thing I was going to say on Kieran at the hairpin is he's struggling to turn corners. It depends on the suspension damage as well. Let's not forget that could be a huge issue. As that Bozzy Boy is straight away with his damage. It might be a bit worse than we thought. Has come straight into the pits. Argent doesn't. So ultimately, if Argent has damage, oh, that Bozzy Boy's had another off somewhere.
Yeah, it's unsurprising to see Liam coming in straight away, but substantial. You saw the damage to the front of that Porsche. I think he's more than within his rights to make his mandatory pit stop on the first lap there. When you see the front of that car, the way it was hanging off, so that's his stop done. I think pretty much according to the rules. Is that right, Matt?
Yeah, that's their stops. That's their stops done. If it's damage that's subsequent enough, that is their stops done. So he is able to get away with that one. Who else is in the pits? Daniel Francis is in. Smithy's in. Alfie is in as well. So a lot of drivers in the pit. Stowe Slough has ultimately had to stay out here, and it's going to be interesting to see. Dean Wysocki though leading this race from Smoky Devil and Rabbit Joe. Sutty in the chat, head down Liam, nice start, and then speared right. Yeah, it was a bit of a poor getaway from the, well, I say poor getaway, it was a good getaway, but the Lamborghinis just seem to lean on each other a lot. Aiden's away and has jumped everybody out. Bozzy Boy still in the pits, and Rabbit Joe just tapping the back of Smoky Devil. Yeah, and
it unsettled the front of the car a little bit. The rear wheel was spun up, and that was the car round. Smoky Devil really putting the pressure on Dean Wysocki as he comes up towards the turn. Have a look to the inside. Dean Wysocki's going to cover the inside line as they come into the corner. It looks like Dean keeping it very steady on the brakes. Smoky Devil not able to find a way through. Smoky Devil, though, has done an amazing job in the start of this race. He wasn't able to qualify. He started on P7 on the grid.
Yeah, he's up to second place at the end of lap 3. He's doing amazing at the minute. Stowe Slough comes into the pits. He couldn't pit last lap because of Aidan Bennett in the pits. Alfie's only just been released. That Bozzy Boy was released. He's a lap down on these leaders. Isn't a lap down on Argent. Crucially, Monkey Boy's back in front of Argent. Argent doing a 1:30 lap here. So Liam needs to now, with damage repaired, he's got to now get a move on the track. He's now got to do it on the track here, and he's got to make sure he gets that job done before he ends up a lap down. If Kieran is struggling with damage, this race could not be panned out any more exciting than this. A Stowe Slough pit stop could take a while, but Dean here really defending well from Smoky Devil at the moment, and said to me before we came on air he's under the weather a bit today, suffering with a bit of a cold. He's had for a couple of days now, but he's driving really well, and we've seen him in race 2s drive well, but just make little mistakes at times that cost him in the races, and at the minute he's doing the job he needs to do.
Yeah, that's it. I just want to come back to Liam for a moment.
Oh, I say that. Sorry, Smoky Devil had the run on Dean coming through the final corner. Sorry, Andy. But Smoky Devil looks like he's got that one done. He got the cut back on Dean. An absolute peach head. And Dean drops down to P2. Rabbit Joe hot on the heels. And here comes Rabbit Joe. He has a look. But Dean ultimately cuts that one off. And going into turn 1, does Dean go deep? No, he manages to get that stop to turn in. But great driving from the front 3.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant stuff there. I just want to come back to Liam for a moment, because actually he's 1:15 behind the leaders, so Liam is way too far behind realistically. I think he's had a bit of a whack since he came out of the pits as well, because you can see the front of that car is not in good nick. He's clearly had a bit of a scrape.
Monkey Boy
not
again.
A big old whack, but a scrape at least for a minimum. Maybe a bump into the rear of another car. And Monkey Boy, yeah, it looks like he's struggling right now in P5. He's dropped back off to his teammate.
Oh, there's Cam. Cam's had an off. Oh, Cam.
He's parked in the middle of the track. Careful, guys. Cam,
that car's lagging a bit to me.
He might have disconnected. Yeah, he's disconnecting from the session.
Yeah, something's not right with that car. That car's lagging all over. He's going to have to make a pit stop, though. He's got damage on the back of that car, which hasn't helped Monkey Boy.
I think I'm disconnecting that, because on my screen, Cam is stuck still.
All right, no, Cam's still moving on our screen. What's Aidan Bennett doing? Oh, what is Aidan Bennett doing there? Wow!
No way!
Wow!
What's going on there?
What has he done? He's collided into the front of Smoky Devil, and that was crazy! Smoky Devil has got to pit. That was absolutely chaos there.
That's the type of collision that you see drivers get a championship disqualification from. That's unbelievable, and I hope that Aidan Bennett's got a good reason as to why he did that. I hope that there's, obviously there's no excuse for that, but I hope that wasn't intentional.
I hope not, because that really is not what you want to see. Rabbit Joe has got past Dean Wysocki into the lead of this race. We are down to 10 drivers now. We've lost 2 of them. We've lost I'm just trying to see who we've lost here. Cam's gone. Cam is one that's gone, so it may have been Cam that was disconnecting, but we've also lost somebody else. Not quite sure who, but Argent P4 in this race. What a shock that was. Cam disconnected. Oh, what's happened to Argent?
Oh, I think he's lagging in as well. I think this room is starting to lag a little bit.
Yeah, is the server going down? If it is, we may have to restart the session and go in qualifying order. Cam's got, Argent's disconnected. So we're going to take a short break. There is definitely something wrong with this session.
Yeah, because 3 drivers just suddenly went in the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know.
Oh no, Kieran's internet's gone.
Oh, his internet's
Kieran's
gone.
internet's gone, so that's not a disconnection. Cam's lagged out of the race. Who else are we missing? We're missing one other driver. I can't really see who it is. Rabbit Joe Dean. We've lost Liam. Liam's not there.
So Liam and Kieran are both disconnected.
Where's
so
Liam?
What's going to happen? Kieran Argent is going to get promotion, by the looks of it.
Well, I'm just texting Liam now. I'm waiting to see what's happened. Cam says he got disconnected. Kieran says his internet's gone. If Kieran's internet's the one that's gone, has Kieran then, is it with his internet going, has he caused like a bit of a connection problem with the race server? Do you know what I mean? Like one person lags out and it sort of glitches out the rest of the session. Cam says he got disconnected.
Whatever it is, I mean, we've lost both of the promotion contenders, and now it's going to be Kieran picking up that final spot.
Well, I'm waiting to hear back from Liam, but at the minute Cam says he got disconnected. Rule it is if it is a mass disconnection, which, you know, if Kieran's internet's gone and that's glitched out the server, we aren't right to race for the rest of this session without maybe losing other drivers. We are just waiting to hear from Liam Gamer. As while we wait to hear from him, then this race continues. If it's just Cam that's lagged out and Kieran's internet's gone and Liam decided to retire, Liam's not retired from the race, has he? He's not sat in the pits. Can we load the track map to see if he's in the pits here? Because if he's retired to the pit, no, there's no one sat in the pits. Just waiting to see what's going to happen.
Direction in the bottom left as to who is joined, who's disconnected, so on and so forth.
Yeah, all the internet's gone. Liam's internet's cut out, Kieran's internet's cut out, and that Cam's lagged out. Well, they're not mass disconnections. If 2 of them have lost internet connection, that is the way that's it. Their season has ended, unfortunately. What a shame, Andy.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate there. But it's a bit of an anticlimax, isn't it, really? We all thought it was going to go down to the wire. We were expecting a good race, but we've still got 15 laps to go here, and I'm sure there'll be plenty of twists and turns before we get to the end of this one. Rabbit Joe now left pretty much by himself in the lead of the race, but Dean Masaki, we know is going to be a contender. He's dropped off the back of him a little bit though, with Dean. And Monkey Boy, now that he hasn't got to play the team game with Kieran Argent, maybe might be a contender in this race. It's only 15 seconds. No, in fact, is that 10 seconds? Yeah, he's not too far behind the leaders, so maybe Monkey Boy could bring himself back into this one for the race win. Obviously, the champion-elect for this Pro-Am series, so possibly might be seeing Monkey Boy coming back at them in this one.
Oh, it might be Project Cars 2 here, because Jamie Brazier just said if it is it's Project Cars 2 itself, I can't make a session. So Project Cars has gone down here. So what a shame for the 3 drivers then, especially Liam and Kieran, because they wanted to race to the very end and they're not able to here. What a shame.
Unfortunately, with racing online and sim racing, Project Cars 2 has it's been doing this, hasn't it, lately?
Yeah, it has.
I don't know, it seems a little bit fishy to me. It seems like it's a bit of a ploy to get people on Project Cars 3. I don't really like what's been going on with the Project Cars 2 servers lately, if I'm honest with you. It does seem a little bit unusual, because we didn't used to get this.
No, we didn't used to get this, and it is very strange, and if it is a ploy, it needs to stop, really, because I think Project Cars as a company would lose a lot of people to Assetto Corsa if that was the case, because Project Cars 3 is not the game that we want it to be. What a shame then, we've been robbed of our championship battle between them 3 then. Between them 2, Argent and Liam Gamer both having internet problems, Cam getting disconnected. If anybody else goes from the session, then the session will have to be stopped and redone. So it's obviously going to have to be on what happens throughout the rest of this session. If any more disconnections happen through internet or through Project Cars, then the session may have to be stopped and halted, and the laps took off the race, and we just go again from the race. But what a shame, we've been robbed of our battle here. But Daniel Francis leads over Aidan Bennett here as Monkey Boy's making a move on Dean Wysocki, teammates of last season, and Dean giving Monkey Boy plenty of respect down the straight. And Monkey Boy lets Dean get that one back. He was up the inside, but let Dean have it back. Daniel Francis trying to stick with them, and Daniel Francis here got caught. Oh, Dean's made a mistake. Oh, Dean, Dean. And we said this I said this a minute ago, and it's just some little mistakes that Dean makes that's costing him a lot of races here. Luckily enough, he's got 45 seconds back to Stowe Slough, but he's yet to pit.
It's just the odd costly error, isn't it? Really, that's stopping him from making.
Oh, we've lost Alfie now.
Race. Alfie's disconnected. Everybody's disconnecting here, Matt.
Yeah.
I think. Oh, I don't know what the best course of action here is. Is there?
Dodgy server. Alfie's just texted me saying I've glitched out. Right, we're going to take a very short break. We're going to come.
I just realized I've built walls a mile high to protect my heart, but now I'm all alone, stuck on the inside. The heart doesn't need a castle, it needs a bridge. Been so scared that I'd unravel. Brick by brick, I built these walls. Now I know that I am strong. Just watch me tear them down. I'm gonna tear them down. If it couldn't break your heart, is it really love? If it can't tear you apart, is it really love? Just watch me march towards the battle. I'm gonna tear down this castle. I'm gonna tear down this castle.
I'm gonna tear down this car.
Watch me march. If it couldn't break your heart, is it really love? If it can't tear you apart, is it really love? If it couldn't break your heart, is it really love? If it can't tear you apart, is it really love? I criticized myself for trusting lies. I know I can't hide, 'cause then I'd be alone, stuck on the inside. The heart doesn't need a castle, it needs a bridge. Been so scared that I'd unravel. Brick by brick, I built these walls. Now I know that I'm enough. Just watch me tear them down. I'm gonna tear them down. If it couldn't break your heart, is it really love? If it can't tear you apart, is it really love? Just watch me march towards the battle. I'm gonna tear down this castle. I'm gonna tear down this castle.
I'm gonna tear down this car.
Watch me march. If it couldn't break your heart, is it really love? If it can't tear you apart, is it really love? If it couldn't break your heart, is it really love? If it can't tear you apart, is it really love? Play a song. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. to me like, give it to me like, give it to me like, give it to me like. No, 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 no. I'm 10 feet over, say I'm always up too high. Wish you could take me back. You're standing there with arms wide open. Where it all began. In the darkest night, I saw your eyes. A sense of threat that I can't forget. I wanna know who you are. This is what I need to know. So take my hand and let our fears go. Take me to your jungle, where the rain is warm and the birds fly. Take me to your kingdom. Yeah, take me to the. Yeah, take me to the. Take me to your jungle, where the rain is warm and the birds fly. Take me to your kingdom. Yeah, take me to the jungle, jungle. No words describe your savage life. Ooh, let's give it a go like our purpose shows. I wanna know who you are. This is what I need to know. So take my hand and let our fears go. Take me to your jungle, where the rain is warm and the birds fly. Take me to your kingdom. Yeah, take me to the. Yeah, take me to the. Take me to your jungle, where the rain is warm and the birds fly. Take me to your kingdom. Yeah, take me to the jungle, jungle.
dame toda la noche, no nos queda mucho tiempo más. No quiero perder lo que queda. Seguimos siempre la pasión y confiamos solo en el amor. Yeah. No quiero perder lo que queda. Y más allá, a través de la gran oscuridad, hasta que me convierta en rayos. Y más allá, a través de la gran...
Welcome back then, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies about that. We have had a bit of a mass disconnection. Cam will not get back into the session, but we have 11 drivers here. What we're going to do is we've shortened the race to 14 laps. We're going to do a mandatory parade lap in which the drivers will get into their qualifying positions then, and I will read them out for you in just a moment. But after that, Daniel Francis will lead them off the line. So it'll be Daniel Francis, Dean Wasaki, Stealth Sloth, Smithy, Aiden, Smoky Devil P6, Alfie P7, that Bozzy Boy will start P8, Kieran P9, Rabbit Joe P10 and Monkey Boy P11. So the guys aren't going to be racing lap 1. It will be a mandatory formation lap. Andy, you're used to this over at Motive. This is how you do your races after the second race of the season in the championship. Bit of a kerfuffle to get the job done though over here.
It can be sometimes, yeah, especially when you're not ready to do a formation lap. When you've got a group of drivers who haven't, either one, haven't done it before, or two, aren't prepared for it, then it can be a little bit of a, as you say, a kerfuffle, pretty much is the exact right word for it. Over at Motive, we've been doing it for a few seasons now. A few of the drivers are quite au fait with the procedure, but when we tried to do it a few seasons ago, you were commentating on this, you'll remember it quite well. We had a season finale where we had to actually replay similar issues to what we had tonight. We had server issues with the final race of the season, so we had to reschedule that race. So we took the qualifying session, we put out the grid order well in advance. We had it up on the Discord a week beforehand, saying this is going to be the grid order for the race, and then obviously everyone got used to that, knew where they were starting for the start of the race, and then we got to the actual race night, a couple of drivers drop out, all of a sudden everyone moves up one in the order, and we're driving around the formation lap, and there are guys who are meant to be in first and second who are sat third or fourth or something like that, and everyone's driving around not knowing where to go, what to do.
It
was absolute chaos, and I remember you were commentating on it and you didn't know what to call, what to say or what to do.
I had the list from the Discord channel over in front of me. I had everything that I needed in front of me to tell everybody where to go. Sat there reading it out, and then like you say, and then there was like a big pack halfway through the pack, like the back half of the pack was 6 seconds behind the front half, and it was like, oh, what's going on?
Oh my God,
Alfie has nearly lost the car on the formation lap. We are not racing until the line, and Alfie's nearly lost it there. Dan, Dean, Stealth Sloth, Smithy, Aiden, Smoky Devil, Alfie, that Bozzy Boy, Argent, Rabbit Joe, Monkey Boy. We are all ready to go here. But one thing I've noticed is there's a bit of a gap between Alfie and Smoky Devil, the car in front. That seems to have been sorted out now. Ignore the fact Alfie is in the wrong livery. He's obviously meant to be in the same colours as Smoky Devil. We're looking over that one tonight. We've had to restart the server. It was the least of our worries. As long as everybody was in the right car, that's all that matters. They are in the correct cars. We are ready to go now. Daniel Francis leads them over the line, and he goes when he wants, really, and he can go out the final corner, he can go at the line. It's his prerogative and his choice as to when he puts his foot down.
He's got the luxury of a rolling start, which always benefits the leader. When you've got that standing start, you're pretty much vulnerable to anything. Anything can happen off of the line, but when you're the man with control coming out of the last corner, you can pretty much dictate as and when you go, and unless you leave it, unless you time it pretty horribly, which we saw Fury do a couple of seasons ago at Bruno at Motive, you generally can get away quite well. But we'll have to see. Daniel's got to time it perfectly coming out of the last corner, out onto the pit straight. What can he do here?
Well, he's backing them
going
up.
to try and pounce at the exact moment that Daniel's planning to go. Here we go. He's backing it right up.
What Dean's not done is he's not stayed behind Daniel here, and he's not covered off Stove Sloth. Stove Sloth will have the run into turn 1, you'd imagine here.
Here we
And
go.
we're going
Green,
at the
green,
line.
green.
Daniel's dropped it. We are green here. And Dean Wysocki is second place for now, as Smithy has got a right launch around the outside of Dean Wysocki. And Stove Sloth's up the inside, but can Dean hang on to that position? The cameraman pans around now, and he has indeed hung on to that position. We're away a lot cleaner this time around. There's Aidan having a look at Smithy then, and more importantly, Kieran's binned it. He's dropped it. He needs 10. He needs to keep within 10 points of that Bozzy boy. And Liam has lost the rear of the car this time around. What a shame for him. Poor start to this race. Hopefully he can get back on it though, as nobody really has made any gains here. Bar Smithy up into P2. Where's Daniel Francis gone? Daniel Francis isn't leading this race.
He's down in 8th place. It looks like he's had a horror show coming through turn 2. As we see the tyres go absolutely flying there. Rabbit Joe's up the inside, squeezes through past Daniel Francis. He's down to 9th in this race. Not the start that Daniel Francis would have been hoping for, having got pole position, and 2 races in a row he's squandered that pole position that he's taken. But Dean Wysocki, once again, like we saw in the initial start of this race too, now leading. He's got a clear advantage over Stelstoff by 1.8 seconds. Stelstoff coming increasing pressure from Smithy as they come into the penultimate quarter of the lap. There's Aidan Bennett, Smoky Devil. We've got that Bozzy boy currently sat in P6, but he's crucially a long way ahead of Kieran Argent.
He is a long way ahead of Kieran Argent, and at the moment Liam is doing what he needs to do here. He is well in front of Kieran Argent in this race at the moment. P6, 10 points. Argent in 11th, 5 points, so it's not enough. He still needs to make more grounds. Dan's now down to P10 in the Acora from pole in 2 races, but Dean here, 1.5 seconds across the line. Here goes Smoky Devil. Cameraman pans around, and is he going to get Aidan Bennett? No, he's not, as Aidan goes up the inside. And did he tap the rear of Smithy there? I think he may have done.
Yeah, there was contact. Aidan was steaming in, coming through turn 1. He's now lost out massively. Alfie's up the inside, up into P6, but it looked like he was way too late on the brakes there. And Aidan Bennett will definitely be picking up a bit of a penalty for that one.
Daniel Francis on the hard tyre. That's what the problem is at the minute. It's not getting up to the temperature he needs. What a shame. Kieran's got past him into P10. So Kieran 10th, 6 points. That Bozzy boy P5, 11 points. The gap is still not enough. And there goes Rabbit Joe. And Liam's teammate, who needs to finish ahead of Kieran, is not able to help him. And what's happened to Argent? He's dropped down the pack a bit as well. That Rabbit Joe can't get back on the track here.
It's going from bad to worse for Kieran Argent. He's now 17 seconds behind the leader. We're only on lap 2 of the race, and currently Dean Wysocki's got a 1.4 second lead over Stelstoff, but Kieran Argent looking on pretty much thin ice right now in his fight for the promotion spots. That Bozzy boy currently sat in 5th. As it stands, it would be so close, but Liam getting a really big twitch there coming out of the penultimate corner. Just holds on to it. I don't know how he managed to keep that pointing in the right direction. He's still on the back of Aidan and Smoky Devil, but this is so close now. He knows
Aidan's made a mistake. In fact, Aidan's gone into the pit. So Aidan pits then at the end of lap 2, racing lap. That is the new pit window, so he was free to pit at the end of the 3rd lap of this race. I know he's going to say lap 4, but don't forget the first lap was a formation one. So that Bozzy boy P4. How is Aidan's pit stop? Will he come out behind Argent? I think he might here, as that Bozzy boy on the back of Smoky Devil. Argent and Daniel Francis into the pits as well. So Daniel pits at the end of race lap 2, as does Kieran Argent then at the end of race lap 2. So Argent 11th. Argent's gone! Argent has gone from the race, and his internet hasn't held. And more importantly, Liam now needs 6th or better to get that spot in the championship. Monkey Boy has got work to do to make sure he doesn't get it. He's sat 4th. Argent's race lasted 2 more laps, and the promotion swings again, Andy.
Liam Gamer's pit crew, his friends, everybody's going to be telling him right now in his party chat, don't go for it, don't put your life, or don't put your race on the line here, just keep it pointing on the island, because all you need to do is finish in 6th now. He doesn't need to go for it, he doesn't even need a podium finish in this race. You just keep it cool here, stay composed, keep doing what you're doing, and you're going to get a spot in the Pro Series next season. Kieran Argent will be frustrated about that one, but there's nothing he can do. It's just how the cookie crumbles, unfortunately. Stelstoff has got to Dean Wysocki up into the lead of the race. Great stuff there from Stelstoff, trying to go out on a high for this Pro-Am Series here at Simplay, but that Bozzy boy now in the box seat here in the fight for promotion. His fate is in his own hands. He's now the one in control of what happens in this promotion battle up into the Pro Series. And he clips the curb there coming through the first turn, but he's noticed there that he's really backed off of Smoky Devil since Kieran Argent's disconnection. Now that he knows he doesn't have to push. He can just sit there, rest on his laurels, and as long as he doesn't finish outside the top 6, he will get promotion.
6th or better is needed. Kieran in the chat, a few angry emojis there. That is not what he wanted. Dean Wysocki and Stelzloff driving a great race here, and we said in race 1 when Dean made that mistake, it's them little mistakes that's cost him. At the minute he's doing a cracking job to hang on to P2. He's just a bit slower than Stelzloff, which isn't helping him at the moment, but Dean hanging in there. Can he get a podium on his final race of the season? What a way to bow out that would be for Stelzloff and Dean. Smoky Devil driving brilliantly up into P3 from 6th on the grid. Alfie's in 5th. He's having a strong evening as well as Alfie, but at the moment it's Liam in the box seat. It's swung one way to Kieran. The internet's provided that it's going to swing another. Smoky Devil is round, and that's going to give Liam another place. It's P3 for that Buzzy Boy at the minute. Uncle Dean in front. We know what happened last week at Bathurst, but the things are going in the way of when it's your night. It's your night. We didn't think it was Liam's night after race 1, but certainly for race 2 it is his evening.
That mistake for that mistake for Smoky Devil was pretty much all down to Dean Wysocki. He did exact same thing, but Dean held it on the curb. Smoky just completely lost control, and now Liam is on the back of his uncle. Are there going to be some family orders coming into play in this one? As we can see, Dean getting a little bit wide onto the curb once again, but Liam now sniffing a P2 in this race. He doesn't need a P2. He doesn't even need a podium. All he needs is 6th or better in this race.
Oh, he's very wide.
And he will go up to the Pro Series, but Dean getting all sorts of loose there. And in the background of this, you've got Alfie and Monkey Boy.
Oh, Liam's lunged. Liam's lunged.
Has he gone for it?
He's lunged. He's gone for it. He's got P2. He doesn't need the win. He doesn't need the podium, but he's risking it. That Bozzy Boy is making sure he wants this win. He wants to get it his way. If he was going to do it and Kieran still be in this race theoretically, he wants to make sure he can do it. He's got a time penalty. He will not be bothered at the moment. He is flying.
Fair play to Liam. He's putting it all on the line.
Dean's made a mistake.
In this race. Dean's off. He does feel well there. He's done really well not to go into Monkey Boy's side pod there. I was so close to his door even. But
and again,
I tell you what, you've got to give credit for Dean there, because he pretty much saved Monkey Boy from a race.
Dean did. He's done brilliantly on the brakes, managed to get the car stopped. He's done absolute brilliantly there as Dean. But what again, just another little mistake. The inconsistency's hurting him. Alfie on the podium here. Great shout for Alfie. Monkey Boy doesn't seem to have it in this race. Doesn't seem to have the pace. That Bozzy Boy 126 dead. So that to me would say that his time penalty was a bit worse than normal. Rabbit Joe goes into the pits at the end of the 6th racing lap here. And with Kieran's system, I tell you what, Liam is pushing. He wants this. At least at the end of this night, he can go out and say, look, if Kieran was still in the session, I'd have done all I could. Kieran's not in the session, I've still done all I could, and I've made sure I've got it the hard way.
He's not a really good point there, but he doesn't want anyone. He doesn't want any naysayers to point out, so you only went up because of Kieran disconnecting. Yeah, he doesn't want that. And at the moment, he's on course to possibly prove that, because Monkey Boy running in 4th, not having the best of races, our race 1 winner and champion-elect of the Pro-Am. So, yeah, for sure, it could have been Liam's night, regardless of what Kieran Argent's fate was. But Liam's just got to keep doing what he's doing. Stelzloff, though, really doing bits here in this second race of the evening. And to be fair to Stelzloff, we were talking earlier about him, about the fact that he hasn't had the best of seasons. In fact, he hasn't really been himself since the mid-part of last season. But he's currently the man with the plan here in this race too. And it'd be good to see him go out on a high. It'd be his first win for a long time.
Daniel Francis has just put in the comment chat 1 second to Liam Gate. 1 second time penalty is what Liam's got. So that's the time penalty for Liam at the moment. He's caught to the back of Stelzloff as well a little bit here. 1.5. He was actually 1.6 quicker last time around. Alfie, shout out to him. Missed a couple of races this season as Alfie due to work, but he's really had a good race here. And obviously it's the problem. Stelzloff's had a problem. We was just talking about him, and Liam leads this race from out of nowhere. He's in the lead. He's doing it the hard way at the moment. Stelzloff rejoins P3, lost at 12th here, and all that good things we've just said. Andy, you've cursed him again. Here goes Monkey Boy.
Sorry, Monkey Boy's having a look up the inside, and he's got it done. Stelzloff's going to try and hold it on the outside, but Monkey Boy's going to have that move on the inside. But Stelzloff, very unfortunate there, just getting a little bit too. I think it wasn't on the loud pedal actually. It was coming through the mid part of the corner on rotation. He was just swinging the car in, and I think it bottomed out a little bit.
Yeah.
And he's down to P4 in this race. That Bozzy Boy now with the lead of the race, but Alfie's right behind him, and Alfie could be sensing a win in this race. He's within that window of a second. That Bozzy Boy obviously with a time penalty, which will come back to bite him at the end of the race. Alfie getting very wide.
He's looking very racy though, is Alfie here. He looks like he wants. He's not. Oh, Slough wide in the background again. What a shame. How far's his gap to Smokey? Not a lot, because Smokey's now getting on the back of him. Monkey Boy on the back of Alfie. And I tell you what, Alfie looks really racy here. I think Monkey Boy's dived into the pits. Monkey Boy has dived into the pits, and at the end of the 7th racing lap of this one, then Monkey Boy into the pit lane. And I have to say here, what an interesting race. Slough as well goes into the pits. And we've got a fascinating race. Alfie is not bothered about the championship, is he? He wants to win. He wants to win this one.
And who can blame him? He's driving in a one-off number 14 blue livery tonight. So he's clearly switched it up. He was obviously Smokey Devil's teammate before in that sort of like that green Porsche. But yeah, no, he's going for a one-off tonight, and it looks like it's bringing him a bit of luck here in the final race of the season.
Oh, what's happened to Liam?
Liam's had a slowdown. Liam's got a slowdown. He's backed right out of it. And I wonder what's going on there. No, that's his wheel. It's his controller. Has his controller disconnected?
Oh, no. He's on a wheel. Yeah, he's on a wheel. He's parked up. He's stopped. What has happened to Liam? What has happened to Liam here? He's dropped to fourth place.
You've got time to get this sorted out, mate. Just keep calm. You've got time to sort this out. All you need is P6.
Oh, it's swinging. He's going.
Right. He's got it going.
Oh, he's
Thank
going.
God for that. Keep going, Liam. Keep going.
I don't know if my heart can take this tonight. Liam Gamer has had an up, he's had a down, he's had an up again, and then he's been down once more, leading the race comfortably. His wheel disconnected. Something happened there. That Buzzy boy is not having it his own way, and Kieran must be on the edge of his seat watching this one. Smokey Devil, 1 second penalty as well, says Daniel Francis. Daniel keeping us updated. Thank you for that one. Smithy now on the back of him, P5. More importantly, though, Liam's lost all that time that he had, and he's still got to pit. Whereas Slough's pitted, Aiden's pitted, Monkey Boy's pitted, Daniel Francis has pitted, Rabbit Joe's pitted, Smithy's not yet been in the pits in this race either. So plenty of people still to pit, but also Liam to pit as well, as Liam and Smithy come in at the end of the 9th racing lap. Liam is going to lose a lot of time. There goes Monkey Boy. There goes Aiden. There goes his teammate Rabbit Joe. P7.
He needs P6 in this race. Well, I think there are a couple of drivers up ahead of him that do still need to pit, right? I'm sure there are.
Yeah, Dean Wasaki, Aiden Bennett, Smokey Devil as well. Apart from that, everybody else has pitted. Liam out ahead of that of Smithy. He's lost out to Stovsoff, Aiden, Rabbit Joe and Monkey Boy. He's P7, he's P8. He needs 2 places. It's swung back in the favour of Kieran, and this race is far from overlap 10 and 15. Do not go anywhere, because there is still more to come.
This is so much drama, but he's for 14 seconds behind Stovsoff. He kind of needs Stovsoff to make a mistake. He also needs to he's ahead of Smithy already, so he's all right there. So he needs Stovsoff to make a mistake. Also, Aiden Bennett's going to come into the pits, so he will jump Aiden in the pits. Now let's have a look up the order. Rabbit Joe's been in.
No, Aiden's pitted. Aiden's pitted.
So who else needs to come in? Is
Alfie, Smokey Devil and Dean. Alfie, Smokey Devil and Dean. The top 3.
Come in. Alfie, Smokey Devil and Dean. He might come out ahead of Dean as it is. He might pick up P7.
He needs his teammate. His teammate surely got to do a job for him here. Surely his teammate's got to do a job. What a race we are seeing here.
Joe, yeah, it's now on it rests on the shoulders of Rabbit Joe. Is he going to play the team game and drop back down the order and let Liam overtake him to take P6? Obviously, he will jump Dean, or he should jump Dean. He's only 30 seconds behind him. It might be close with Dean Wasaki, actually, between Dean and Liam. It could be very, very tight in that fight for what's going to be P7. And then if Rabbit Joe can play the team game, Liam might end up getting that promotion spot up to the Pro Series. But it is going to be completely going down to the wire here.
Oh,
sure.
if Kieran is watching, he must be biting his nails off. He must be absolutely on the edge of his sofa, hands and knees, praying to the gods that nothing goes Liam's way. He's also got that 1 second penalty. He's 15 seconds behind Stovsoff. Needs to get a move on just because something happened. I reckon you're right with a wheel disconnection, but Alfie at the minute is really in the box seat for a race win here. Smokey Devil, his teammate, needs to come back in the pits, or has he pitted? I'm not quite sure. My numbers are all over the place on my book.
We're going to bring back an old but gold one. Obviously, last season we haven't really spoken about this season, Matt. But this is really with Alfie goes really wide there onto the grass. That would have cost him time in his fight for the win. But I'm just going to bring up the idea that we had last season. This is really going to tell us who's been to church over the course of this season, isn't it? I think.
It really is going to tell us who's going to
Let's hope
church.
Liam's been to church.
Whoever's commenting on Daniel Francis's chat says, what does Aiden need? Aiden needs 11 points over you. I don't think he's going to get that one based on where Aiden is and Daniel is. Daniel will score points for 10th place and Aiden 11th. For the points for 10th is 6. And Aiden sat P5 is only going to score 11. He needs to outscore Daniel by 15 points, I think it was, I've just said, as Monkey Boy is catching the back of Dean then for second place in this race. Dean yet to pit. Smoky Devil came out ahead of that Bozzy Boy, and more importantly, about 15 seconds in front.
Yeah, he has, and that's what he needed, but that's definitely not what Liam wanted. He's currently got a lot of work to do, but Smoky Devil was sat about maybe 15 seconds ahead of Dean. So if you factor that into account, then I think Dean might come out around Liam. So Liam could get ahead of Dean.
Oh, Dean
which would then only leave as a Monkey Boy there moves ahead of Dean. But that would only leave Rabbit Joe to move over for Liam to then take that final promotion spot. P6 is all he needs in this race. He's clearly had problems. I think it might have been his wheel disconnecting that dropped Liam way down the field. He had the lead at this race and it looked like it was all under control for that Bozzy Boy. But now he's given us a grandstand finish here to the end of this Pro-Am series here at Simplay Motorsport. What a season it's been, and it's going to go down to the wire to decide who will be joining myself and a few others, the top drivers at Simplay in the Pro Series next season. This is going to be nail-biting, as Matt said, and Kieran Ardent's probably sat there, as you say, he's probably, if he hasn't been to church this week, he's probably been sat there wishing that he had.
Yeah, Jamie Brace just put in the chat, hello, I hear the church being mentioned. The church is being mentioned. It's not been said a lot this year because you've not disconnected from a few races. But that Bozzy Boy, 14 seconds off the back of Stelsloff. What has he got to do? He surely needs his teammate to back off the pace and let him get in front. But Rabbit Joe isn't backing off the pace. He's matching the pace of Monkey Boy in this race. Rabbit Joe not doing the job he needs his teammate to do. We saw the Mercedes boys doing their teamwork in the first race. It's not happening here for the Porsche guys. But at the moment, Stealth Sloth is well in front of that Bozzy Boy. I'm all over the place. 14 seconds I think the gap is. Liam is not closing in any. He gained on Smoky Devil last lap, but he's not gaining on Stealth Sloth much at all.
No, Dean's currently sat in third. He'll be pitting in a couple of laps time, maybe this time or the next one. Once he does, that will put Liam up into P7, but it's just the case now of, is Aiden, Smokey or Stealth Sloth going to make a mistake which is going to gift Liam that promotion spot? As we see Dean coming into the final corner, and he coming into the pits now, so he will be making that stop, and he goes into the pit wall. That's pretty much guaranteed Liam that 7th spot. So now he only needs one place in these final 2 laps. Alfie, the race leader,
Dean spun again.
Final lap of the race as Dean is having a total mare going into the pits.
Oh dear, Dean has had a nightmare.
By 14 seconds ahead of Monkey Boy. Rabbit Joe currently running in a podium spot. The question is, does he sacrifice a podium spot to give his teammate a promotion spot and take him up to the Pro Series alongside him?
These are crazy.
Such important questions now. What does Rabbit Joe do?
What does Rabbit Joe do? Alfie still yet to pit, has to pit at the end of this lap. That Bozzy Boy has passed Dean Wysocki and is 13 seconds off the back of Stealth Sloth, and if he's going to get this, he needs one place. His teammate is not helping here, not like the Mercedes boys in race 1. Rabbit Joe is not doing them the favours. Are they communicating together? What are they saying? Are they even in a party together?
13 seconds currently separating Stealth Sloth and that Bozzy Boy. So that Bozzy Boy really needs Rabbit Joe to drop back, or somebody needs to have a bit of a calamity at the end of this race. Alfie's in the pits, the race leader, so Monkey Boy will inherit the lead of the race. Has he been in? I think he's already been into the pits, so
yeah,
Monkey
he's pitted.
Boy will be the race leader as he comes out of the last corner. He's about to start the final lap. Rabbit Joe there currently sat in third. He's probably going to be bringing it home for second place in this race, because I don't think
he was wide. He's slow.
Oh, yeah, he's slowing down at the last corner.
It's Joe.
Is he backing off?
Well, is he backing off?
Here is that Bozzy Boy, right? So he
Aiden's passed him
here in this race. That Bozzy Boy has done everything right tonight. He got so unlucky with his wheel disconnecting momentarily. He was stationary on the track for about 25 seconds. He had nowhere to go and he wasn't doing anything. But the question is,
Rabbit Joe's slowing. Liam is gaining.
It's all down to what Rabbit Joe does. at the end of this race because we know his teammate. But at the moment, he's not going to get the championship. This is disastrous for Liam unless
Joe,
Rabbit
slow in. Joe is slowing. The gap is 5 seconds.
Who's that? Who's that up ahead of him? Is that Rabbit Joe?
Joe is up ahead of him. The gap is 3.6. And is Joe doing his teammate the solid? Is this the championship, the promotion spot that Liam needed? And I tell you what, it is swinging back and forth. And his teammate has done what he needed.
Liam is into a promotion spot. He's in that P6. That is what he needed to move up to the Pro Series.
Hang on.
Rabbit
Joe needs to notice that Liam's got a
game.
penalty. Joe needs to notice Liam has a penalty and needs to back off from Liam if he's to get it done. Joe could still take this win depending on Liam's penalty. Take the place depending on Liam's penalty. Poor Alfie led the race, has come out P5, and we've lost a driver. Who have we lost from the session? We've lost Monkey Boy. He's not in the session. Liam's gonna get the job done. Monkey Boy's disconnected on the final lap.
Bennett's gonna win the race.
Aiden Bennett.
Home.
I cannot believe what I'm witnessing in this final race of the season. Aiden Bennett is going to take the race win at Simplay P1, and is that giving him 9th place? Smoky Devil's going to take a P2 depending on the penalties. He'll keep his P2. Stealth Sloth will get 3rd place. What dramas here. Now, Buzzy Boy.
Promotion spot P4 in this race.
Wow.
It's going to be the top 3 spot for Liam here in the Pro-Am Championship. He's going to be racing in the Pro Series next season. That was a nail-biting finish to the season, but in the end, Rabbit Joe doing a massive solid to his teammate.
Not only Rabbit Joe,
slowing down by 20 seconds on the last lap.
Joe didn't need to slow down, it turns out, because Monkey Boy disconnected, but you can't play that game and wait to find out. Smithy is going to cross the line for a 6th place. What a job he has done in this final race of the season. Poor Dean Wasaki down in 7th after leading the race. Oh, he might get 6th here as Smithy's had a spin. Where's Dean? There he is. Is Smithy going to get that 6th? I think he is, you know. Yeah, Smithy's back on the road. Smithy's going to take the P6. Dean is going to cross the line for a 7th place. What a job from him. Alfie, at the end of all that, Alfie had a big moment. What happened to him? He's down in 8th place. And what a moment for him to be all the way down there. Yeah, Daniel Alfie Francis gets a P10.
He's leading in the last 2 laps was Alfie. It's so unfortunate to see him down in P8. But, oh my goodness, that is incredible stuff. Aiden Bennett taking the win because of Monkey Boy's disconnection. Smoky Devil and Stealth Stop and
Who got the fastest lap there? Rabbit Joe. Rabbit Joe, 21.4. Wow, good lap from Rabbit Joe. Sacrificing the race and the final spot. A spot on the podium, potentially the race win for Rabbit Joe. He sacrificed there to play the team game, and what that does is that gives Liam a 3-point advantage over Argent at the end of that one. Not sure what happened to Monkey Boy. Hopefully we can find out in the week. He was obviously already promoted. His teammate couldn't get it over the line at the end of that one then. But for Liam Gamer, he must be ecstatic. Hopefully if he's listening or if he's read my message, we can get him in for a chat as well as the top 3. Because
Rabbit Joe would have got the race win because of Monkey Boy's disconnection. Imagine. Oh my goodness.
That's the team game though, Andy, that you've got to play at times.
Yeah, it is, and that was quite incredible there. That disconnection from Monkey Boy came out of nowhere. I mean, imagine leading the race on the last lap and having that happen to you. That must be gutting. But Liam Gamer, that Bozzy Boy, he's in a party with us right now, and he's just got promotion to Tier 1. Absolutely. Pro Series, amazing stuff there.
Liam, mate, that has swung backwards and forwards. What happened in that race? Because you stopped at one stage.
My wheel disconnected.
You was right, Andy.
Yeah, I thought you did. You stopped for 25 seconds, and we're saying on the stream, come on, like, you're still in a good position. All you need is P6. But well done, mate. That was incredible racing. You did amazingly to come back from that one.
Liam, can you just get the top 3 in for an interview, Liam, while we do it, so we can't go off screen? Yep. But while you're doing that, Liam, how do you feel to be promoted into the top group now?
Well, after race 1, I thought, nah, that's it. That it's gone out window, but I'm wordless.
What your teammate done for you there? He's slowed down. He's let you pass. He sacrificed P2 overall in the championship as well, not just for race win, but P2 in the championship to let you pass. When you seen him slowing down to let you through, was that the moment you thought, I've done it?
Yeah, definitely, and I'm very, very grateful for what he did.
Oh, I bet you're overjoyed, aren't you? Hopefully we're getting Aiden, Smoky Devil and Stealth Sloth in for a quick word.
Yeah.
Andy, just that's racing. That's what racing's all about, isn't it? Down to the
and
final
thing
stage
is,
of the season.
One thing I know is that Liam's going to be a man who will step up to the plate in the Pro Series, because the amount that Liam's improved as a driver since I started commentating on Simplay is absolutely unreal. It's off the scale. So I know if there's one person who will definitely make the most of that opportunity, it's got to be Liam. I'm sure he's going to be a player in the top league next season.
Liam, what did you think when you saw Kieran retire? Just a quick word before we get the top three, and what was going through your head when he retired, disconnected from the session?
I didn't even know, to be fair. It weren't till the last couple laps I actually realised that he retired.
No, disconnected.
Disconnected.
Yeah.
As I say, it weren't till the last couple laps till I actually realised.
Monkey Boy obviously went at the end to help you out even more, so that must have done you even more favours. Congrats on the season. Been a strong one for you and Joe, finishing second in the constructors. Just going to run you through the final standings of the season. Monkey Boy takes the title from Holty, 151 point difference in the end, with Joe in third, Liam fourth in the final promotion spot because Holty can't go up, Argent fifth, Smoky Devil sixth with Stovesoft seventh, NJ eighth. Aidan takes ninth place over Daniel Francis, with Daniel finishing P10. DJ Phil 11th, Dean 12th, Don Productions 13th, with Smithy 14th, Alfie 15th, and Cam down in 16th place. In the constructors championship was Forever Forward Racing, followed by Iron Brew B, Iron Brew C of Holty and Cam in third, with MC Motorsport fourth, AA3D Printing in fifth, with Bossman Motorsport sixth, DL Motorsport 7th, and Pepsi Motorsport in 8th. We've got Smoky Devil and Aidan in. Smoky, we're going to start with you. You finished the season with another podium at the end of the season, and what a strong season you've had in your first one.
Aye, it was a good season. Good season to start with, anyway.
Difficult circumstances race too. Obviously the mass disconnection in the first part, and then we had to redo it. And you looked good pace tonight around Ruapuna.
It was not too bad, but once you get more than halfway into the race, the tyres just started to go a bit, and then towards the end it came back a wee bit, so just trying to manage that. Just felt it sliding all the time, and then eventually it just came back to you again.
Yeah, well, you did a cracking job, mate. We look forward to seeing you next season, hopefully. And well done on the season.
Aye, nice one, cheers.
Cheers, buddy. And we've got first time race winner at Simplay. That's 4 races, 3 brand new winners to Simplay Motorsport. Aidan Bennett, another Scotsman on the podium. The top 3 covered by Scotsmen on the podium. But Aidan, Daniel Francis in the chat saying, can we talk Aidan up a bit? He kept it on the island. Great win for himself. Well done. What a drive.
Oh, thank you very much. I tell you, I was sweating as soon as I seen Monkey Boy disconnect. Someone turned the waterworks on, I tell you that.
You've had an up and down season this year, but I tell you what a way to end it, mate. It was superb.
Yeah, thank you. As soon as I seen it was the 15 laps, I thought, right, undercut straight away. Everyone's bunched up. I'll take a stab in the dark, just stop and go.
Yeah.
And it paid off big time, definitely.
Indeed it did, mate. Well, we hope to see you next season. Obviously I spoke with Chris the night about a few things. We hope to see you next season. It's been a good season for yourself, and congrats on the season, mate.
Thank you very much. Thanks, guys.
Andy, any final words from yourself?
Yeah, big congratulations to Aidan on his first win. Also Liam on the promotion spots. Like Smokey and 12 stuff, great job. But thank you to all the drivers who gave us a great show out on track this season for the Pro-Am. And it's not all over, guys. The Simplay season continues for one more night. Tomorrow night the Pro Series culminates with I believe the title still on the line, is it? Between
title
Jamie
on
and
the line,
Gary?
yep. 5 points in it for the title.
Yeah, pretty tight. So we're looking exciting. I'll be out on the track for that one, but Matt will be taking you through it alongside Kelly. So definitely tune in tomorrow night, guys, from 8 PM BST. We're not on GMT anymore. That's British Summer Time, so the clocks all went forward by 1 hour. So make sure you tune in tomorrow night, Thursday, for that one.
Indeed, it's going to be an absolute cracker. We hope to see these guys, even some new faces or maybe some more faces on the grid in the Pro-Am for next year. But what a season it's been. Hats off to Monkey Boy and Holty. Great job by Joe and Liam and Kieran as well, and then the rest of the drivers. Aidan and Smoky Devil taking not just first win but podiums in the season for Smoky Devil, as well as all the other drivers who've participated in this season. But that's all we've got time for here at Simplay Motorsport. We'll be back tomorrow night, like Andy said, from 8 PM BST. Tune in for that one. Title still on the line in the Pro Series, and then we'll see you in the Pro-Am next season. From all of us here at Simplay, take care. Good night.
Good night.